Oh boy, wow, I gotta calm down because Junior needs fucking damn pictures, so Jesus.
All right, I'm posting one more. That's it. This one, this one.
Well, we have shout outs right now because we got Ken and my friend Mike, who's a coworker at my job. They're finally listening to us, but Ken's our newest member to the fucking podcast, which I'm happy to sell because he's actually a good person, which we're not used to. But basically what happened is I was hoping Al would be here. The past week or so, I said since episode 1 that Joe Rogan's been part of my inspiration to get this stuff going. And now apparently with the Spotify deal, because everyone knows that he signed a fucking $100 million Spotify deal. So what happened is that he said part of him going to Spotify was that Spotify gave him no problems. He could do whatever fuck he wanted to, be unfiltered. And now it's coming out to Spotify is slowly fucking removing episodes from his catalog. And at first Joe was like, they're not touching my shit, period. Now it's kind of he's like, they're kind of touching some of my stuff, and I kind of don't really care as much. And now half the fan base is like, yo, Joe, you kind of fucking sold out. Because it's like, you part of Joe Rogan's been, he's like one of us. He's every man. Joe's worked construction sites. He's fucking done MMA stuff, but he's still kind of an average fucking Joe. And his podcast only kind of really blew up the past few years. The first few years was kind of fucking low key. And half the fan base is like, well, good for Joe for selling out. Like, for $100 million, I'd sell out as well. But I'm kind of in the fucking vein of well, I get that. But then again, guys, I said since fucking day one, whether we do 100 episodes of this shit or 10,000 episodes, nothing that Junior said, Susan, Elliot, Al, anybody, nothing anybody's fucking said in this podcast will I ever support censorship. And that's kind of what Joe's going for. Now, Joe's been probably the last person out there who's been fucking uncensored. He'd have Alex Jones on. He'd have fucking Trump on. He would have whatever, fucking a guy who talks about Bigfoot, a guy who talks about fucking UFOs. He has Neil deGrasse Tyson. He has everybody on. Joe's the last bastion of people that would have unfiltered fucking speech and opinions. And we've seen this shit after 1,300 episodes of his podcast, he's as down the middle as you fucking can be. So, and especially when it comes to comedy, Bill Burr, Joey Diaz, you name it, fucking any top comic right now, it's and Joe's had them on. So for Spotify to go through his catalog and start taking shit down, everyone's like, yo, Joe, the point is you were kind of the last person that was fucking for free speech. Because now with Junior, you can mention YouTube channel in a second, but YouTube, I've seen more shit this week about YouTube is just censoring this, censoring that. You can't say this, can't say that. So podcasting, since even episode 1 with us, we're seeing podcasting is the last place where you can say whatever the fuck you want to say and not worry about your shit getting censored. So now that Spotify is slowly taking Joe's stuff away, it's what's going on? I said, call it, if Al was here, Al would probably be laughing. And they said tomorrow, Chris, listen, we'll give you $1 million fucking dollars, but for $1 million, you got to take down episode 2 or take down episode 6, or Junior said something, episode 8, take it down. I just say, part of being fucking blue collar is, yo, no. Because like I said, money at some point, especially Joe signing a $100 million fucking dollar deal, at some point, money's going to fucking run out. It's simple as that. And I'll never put a fucking price on anyone's opinions here and morals. I'm not going to have where Chris has $1 million, but then Junior can't say this anymore. Elliot can't say this anymore. Al can't say this anymore. Fuck that. Because all of us here, we all got paychecks. We all got bills. And I'm never going to fucking sit there for me, no dollar amount you're going to throw at my ass when saying, well, Chris, here's $2 million, but if from now on you can't say these 10 words or we're taking these episodes down from your podcast, no, I'm good. So with Ken here, Ken is somebody who's on a Joe Rogan fan page, and I said, hey guys, part of my podcast is my shit is free, just like Joe's stuff has been free, and I believe in fucking free speech, and I believe in not censorship. And Ken's like, hey, what's your podcast like? I said, well, here's a link to it. A couple guys, he said he's been promoting and stuff too. He sent me a funny ass voicemail. He's Irish. He got the thick ass Irish accent. He's like, Chris, you know what time it is, lad? It's 2:00 in the morning. I'm kind of drunk right now. But it was awesome because I went back and listened to episode 1. He goes, I listened to your episode 1, your 9-minute intro, and it was very good. You got a good voice. You're well spoken. He goes, I'm episode 2. I love your guys' opinions, and your opinions mean a lot to me. So I'm like, hey, cool, one more person. My buddy Mike, who's a coworker, he's episode 33. He loves the shit. Junior, you just this week added 10 more people or something?
Yep.
12.
So yeah.
I think it was either 10 or 12 people. Basically, I invited a few if you wanted to be approved to join the group and stuff like that, because it's definitely getting out there with our podcast is getting out there. More people are listening by the day. People at my job are subscribing to the podcast itself. Pretty much half the people that work at my jobs are subscribed to the podcast now. People listen to it on a regular basis and stuff like that. And it's good that we're finally, getting some more content out there because, there's a guy that came up to me at my job and was just like, hey, when you guys drop in more episodes, we want, to listen to more things. We love what you guys are talking about and stuff like that. We love the fact that you guys have unfiltered opinions. Like, you guys don't care what other people think. And we're glad, there's people that shop at, where I work, and they came up to me, customers come up to me and be like, I love listening to your podcast and stuff. And we're getting more people, we're getting more views on a regular basis more than ever now. And, it's not like it's going to be something that gets to our heads and now all of a sudden we're going to act differently. Cause no, we're going to be the same people regardless of, 100 million people are listening to us or if 5 people are listening to us.
Exactly.
We're going to be the same people regardless.
It might go to my head. I'm going to run around big dick energy. Woo!
With what Chris was talking about with the YouTube, with the whole YouTube thing, I got a message from some of the newer members about, who I really am on the podcast, because Chris calls me Junior on the podcast and other people know me as Will. Guys, outside the podcast, just call me Will. It's fine. I'm going to answer regardless. Everybody knows Junior is a family name. They call me Junior because it's a family name. It's been around pretty much my whole life. And that's just what, people who's pretty much a part of my family call me. So that's to answer that question. I got 12 messages in my Facebook Messenger about who are you in the podcast, and then I would tell them and they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's like, guys, it's me. Well, you guys, that's who I am. You know what I mean? So don't get confused. It's just I'm called Junior because that's just my family name. So, and I'm around people who I consider family. So that's why, they get to call me that. But anyway, so going back to the YouTube channel, Saturday, May 15th, I will be starting a YouTube channel called We Will Not Be Silenced. It is going to be pretty much anything and everything you could think of, whether it's food vlogging, whether it's me talking to people within the community about, issues that we shouldn't sweep under the rug. I'm going to be showing a lot of love to this podcast, and I'm going to be, just to even get even more attention on the podcast while just sharing my own views about a lot of things that's been happening around the country, whether it's old, whether it's present, whether it's future things that's going to happen. I'm going to put my voice outside of this podcast, outside of social media, and I'm going to put my face and everything out there for people to see and just have fun around where I live, and to know that I'm going to travel at some point to talk to other people outside of, where I stay. It's just going to be, I live in New York. I'm going to travel outside of New York at one point, and I'm going to talk to people outside of New York. And, just get their opinions on things, because you know what? It's social media to me just isn't the place where your opinions really matter. Or if anything, it gets you fired at this point for posting something on social media. So you know what? I'm going to go on YouTube. And I'm going to post my opinion there too. Like, I mean, honestly, it is what it is. I'm not afraid of censorship. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm going to just put my voice and my opinion and everything out there for people to hear. It's going to be an exciting process. I'm definitely nervous about it because, it's my first time, getting into something like that. But, on top of the podcast that I'm doing, on top of working full time, and on top of doing a YouTube channel, I'm keeping myself busy. Yeah. So it's a big step for me.
And on the side that's been also the process of why we haven't recorded as often, because it comes down to everybody here works. Simple as that. Everybody here works, but plus we're going through we had a family death and stuff, and I'll talk about that next week because I want Jen. I mean, the short version is my sister Jen's been here a couple of times. Her boyfriend just passed away this week, and that's been a shitstorm. I still have my own personal problems with not problems in a sense, but my own personal drama with maintaining a somewhat friendship with Selena and how that's going. But and it's just with my new schedule shifting and stuff, Junior's schedule, it's just sometimes, guys, the biggest problem we face is I'd love to have every hey, it's Saturday at 6 p.m. the same 6 people here every fucking Saturday, and unfortunately life steps in the way. And that's been also the point of being blue collar is nobody here works, none of us work Monday through Friday 9 to 5. That just ain't happening. It's so that's the hardest part, is getting everybody together when we all got fucked up work schedules. But I'm also happy that with more jobless, more unemployment rates, more shit going on in 2021, I'm happy and fortunate to at least have a fucking paycheck come Friday. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, so, well, this was news and stuff too. So we tried doing a little bit of comedy aspect, but I'm trying my best tonight to catch up on a lot of stuff, but it's hard when, so much shit's going down, but we won't spend too much time on it. But I'm not sure how much everybody heard about the whole, Yeah, so it was 8 people were killed at the FedEx warehouse in Indianapolis. The gunman just, I guess, wanted to do die by cop. He fucking shot people. Eight people fucking are dead Thursday, and then he fucking took his own life. So the cops showed up at 11 o'clock, and this is the fucked up part with Twitter, which is why I was like, if you ever run into a tragedy, if you want for comedy aspect, hop on Twitter. But Twitter right now shows you like the worst of humanity, because like, you know, I know for the most part, me, Junior, Elliot are big fans of Steven Crowder, and I love Steven Crowder, like what he says, like his fucking views. I see like on Twitter, Steven Crowder's like, hey, want to give condolences to all the families out there and tragedies and what's happened in Indianapolis. And like, don't ever read the comment section of fucking Twitter. Like, Twitter's a place now where like I could like run into a burning building and save 3 babies, and somehow Twitter would find a way to call me an asshole. Like, seriously, even like Steven Crowder saying condolences to the families, fuck you, Crowder, stuff, or like all you are is virtue signaling, or like you don't mean this stuff, or you're a piece of shit. Like, I'm giving condolences to the families who just had 8 people get fucking killed, and you find a way to call me an asshole. Like, damn, you know, holy shit.
See, I've had the same opinion about social media that I've had since the start of social media, where people, you see a combination of things, just how pussy people really are,
yeah,
and and their true colors all at the same time. Like, it's like the same people that you see out on the street who don't say a single word to you, or who walk fast by you, or who says anything out of the way. You know what I mean? These very same people would have the absolute most to say on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. These people are such pussies because they're not going to show their face with all the confidence in the world when they talk all the shit on social media. They're fucking keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what they are. These social justice warriors are keyboard warriors who go on and they say the most heinous shit on social media, but they're quiet as fuck when they walk out here in the street. That's just what it is, you know, and that's the majority of them. The vast majority of them are just pieces of shit. And that's what they are. You got the select few that are just genuine assholes, and that this is just how they are all over Twitter, all over their account and stuff like that. You have a few people that are the exception to the rule, that are just straight up pieces of shit. So you can just expect a trolling comment or just a piece of shit remark in general, because that's just who they are. But you got some people who are just following a trend of hating somebody because he speaks the truth and doesn't give a fuck about your feelings, and they just hate him because of what he represents. You know what I mean? But it's just, in reality, they're just pussies behind a fucking keyboard. That's it. That's my opinion on it.
No, I definitely agree. A lot of social media is very toxic, but I think it said, for the most part, at least Facebook, some people do make bot accounts, but most people, for the most part, have their own Facebook account, their own family, their own statuses. And it just feels like Twitter is so right now anonymous, where like you can still be more of a scumbag. But like, I'm just saying, like at this point, like it's like if you have any kind of celebrity whatsoever, and hey guys, like, you know, I'm whatever, I'm an actor or something, or a fuck athlete, or I'm like a Republican or some shit, and my kid just died. Twitter don't post your shit on Twitter. Twitter will find a way to make you want to kill yourself. Like it said, people just say the most awful, heinous shit. Like, damn, like, hey, condolences, 8 people are dead. Fuck you. It's like,
only
Jesus.
8?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, the only thing you can really do is just continuously block people and just block them out and stuff like that. Don't allow their comments to be seen on your page. If you want the positivity, if you don't want the toxicity, just continue to keep blocking them. Eventually, you know, you won't see it nearly as often, you know, because as of right now, I know that there isn't an amount of people I know that there's no limit on blocking people right now, because I have blocked over 600 people right now on Facebook. Well, I have blocked more people on Facebook than I have friends. So I can tell you right now, as of right now, there's no limit of how many people you can block.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, if people are following you and they're saying stupid shit on your Twitter, it's just like, you know, just block them. Force them into their own bubbles to where they think that they can say whatever the fuck they want on somebody else's page.
Yeah.
It's like, at this point, that's just what it comes down to, because it's like trying to come at those people and say something to those people is pointless. You're talking to a fucking brick wall. Yeah. It's like they're not, you know what I mean? Like, they're there specifically to be a troll, because that's all they're ever going to be. Their life isn't exciting at all. So they focus on these celebrities' lot. They focus on what Cardi B is doing instead of their own life that's already in fucking shambles.
Yeah.
They don't have shit going for them. They're doing nothing with their lives. So they said, fuck it, I'm going to go on Twitter and post a shitty comment when somebody is saying something good.
Well, also, because I've got so many fucking news stories, which I'm happy. I have too much. We're not going to get to all of them tonight, so I'm just going to keep picking random things. Trying to do kind of serious kind of comedy. But speaking of pure scumbags and celebrities, like, who knows, I still have to give anybody the benefit of the doubt because we live in this society now where it's like, you accuse somebody, they're automatically guilty. I don't agree with that shit. But pulled up an article. Some TikToker, which never heard of her because, for the most part, fuck TikTok. Like, I do it for little spurts and stuff. I like the comedy aspect to an extent, but overall don't like the platform because what it represents. But there's a TikToker named Justine Paradise. Yeah, great name. She accuses Jake Paul of sexual assault. Now, off the bat, again, Jake Paul could be innocent. He could be, nothing happened. But the comment I made on it's from Know Your Meme on Facebook, I just said, someone like Jake Paul, if anybody, like, when, fucking Bill Cosby was accused, you're like, Bill Cosby couldn't do nothing. He's America's dad. He's a great person. Jake Paul, who's a professional piece of shit. So she accused him. I'm just saying, not saying I have any proof against the guy, but he's such an asshole, it wouldn't shock me. So, according to her, so she put out a 20-minute video on YouTube, and she's saying that Jake Paul kissed her consensually and took her to his room at the Team 10 house. At that point, he began initiating sexual contact, which she did not consent to, then forced himself upon her after saying, if nothing's going to happen, what's the point? So, and so she made a 20-minute video. She's got a bunch of fucking likes, but like anything, unless you have allegations or proof, we still live in an era where it's like, as much as I hate the guy, I think he's a piece of fucking garbage, I can't automatically say he's guilty because we don't fucking know. So, but I've always freaking said, when you spend your whole life being an asshole, don't be surprised if people automatically assume you're guilty because you spend your life being an asshole. So, I mean, he's just, it's, yet another fucking YouTube star. Either she's crying for attention or he's just a prick, and we all know he's a fucking prick. So, but, everybody's thoughts on the internet. Well, okay, we're all hearing stuff too. We all have smartphones. We all have internet access. It's 2021. I guess this will be a debate that this will go into news article and stuff. How does everybody feel? Do you think right now in 2021 that internet is a basic human right?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to find the second article, but this just happened actually yesterday. Cuomo, so he just passed a new New York State law that requires $15 a month high-speed internet access for all low-income houses. New York will require internet service providers to give high-speed internet access to low-income households at an affordable cost, from Cuomo from Buffalo from Friday morning. He signed, it's called the Affordable Broadband Bill, at the Northland Workforce Training Center in Buffalo. Cuomo said giving more people access to high-quality, affordable internet was one of the significant conclusions of the Reimagined New York State Commission, which focused on how New York can grow positively after the pandemic abates. So the new law requires all ISPs to give internet access to households, from Spectrum to Verizon to Frontier, etc. So if a household qualifies for the school lunch program, SNAP benefits, Medicaid, senior citizens, different programs like that, then the providers have to give them $15 a month. They're saying students are home trying to learn remotely. There's telehealth issues. People need to have access to good quality internet. The assemblyman was saying, I think most people are walking around with a smartphone, but that doesn't mean that they have access to the internet just because they have a smartphone. I know that there are some people who literally have to bring their children to libraries in order to do homework. Some folks are sitting in parking lots outside of McDonald's and Taco Bell to get access to the Wi-Fi. So I've seen said a recent thing on Twitter. This is just as a debate, which we'll talk about. I've seen people say, well, it is a basic right at this point because nowadays, like a lot of doctors' offices, they're only fucking doing appointments through Zoom or something or through your smartphone at home. They're saying with kids right now, with the fucking pandemic and stuff, like, oh, well, we want kids to stay home. Yeah, you want kids to stay home and do homework and stuff and do classes through the house, but their parents are so fucking poor, they can't afford to give their kids access to internet. So it's like, I see that, like, because again, this is 2021, this is 1980, 1990, this isn't 2000. 2021, a lot more people are becoming extremely heavily reliant on being at home, and if they don't have internet access, it is a hard fucking debate because, like, we laugh, but someone like Mark, for example, Mark works from home. Mark doesn't even go shopping anymore because everything he needs is brought to him through online services and stuff. All his he told me his last 2 doctor's appointments, he made them through his fucking webcam. So, like, he literally, and not as funny as it is, Mark has not left his house in 6 fucking months because of the internet. So I'm not sure about this because this is a hard debate because of even before COVID, most older people too. Like these guys are not going to, they're not physically going to the doctors because a lot of doctors are diagnosing you through a Zoom meeting or something, depending on how bad your symptoms are and shit. Like if kids want to do homework, they got to fucking stay home. Some people are paying all their fucking bills online and stuff. Some people are this is a fucking hard debate. But I mean, as of right now, it is an actual fucking law. So like if you are low income enough, they have to give you $15 a month. But I wonder about the economic sting for that because like Spectrum, like we're paying like whatever, 200 fucking bucks a month for Spectrum. Yeah. And Spectrum has to take certain households and give them basically $15 a month, guys. It's goddamn free internet. Let's call it what it is and shit. Yeah. And how bad is that going to make Spectrum say, well, since we're losing shitloads of millions of fucking dollars from low income people, how about we start raising the rates for guys like you now?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen. That's exactly.
So now instead of me paying $90 a month for Roadrunner or whatever, now I'm paying like $1.50 a month because they have to. I'm saying they have to like make up the costs and shit.
Wi-Fi is $5 for Spectrum. Cuomo doesn't know what he's talking about. 2, it's not a basic human right. If you can stuff 1,000 people into a Walmart, Target, Hannaford, Price Chopper, then you can have kids go to fucking classes. And 3, Cuomo, why'd you kill those thousands upon thousands of people? It's a distraction. With everything going on, it's a distraction. But for Wi-Fi, it's $5 for Spectrum because it's added on the bill. It's not 15 plus. He has no idea what he's talking about. Most cellular devices have what's called mobile data, which means it will go through your data if you can't get a Wi-Fi signal and you don't get charged extra, but you have to look at your plan. Metro PCS charges me $0 for it.
Yeah, some plans you have unlimited data.
Yeah. So I don't think Cuomo knows what he's talking about. He should probably get out into the world and actually look into this shit more than just get everything handed to him and act like he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
I mean, depending. Like, if you... Now, I know that it was $50 a month for just internet alone. Like, no cable, no landline, no nothing. It was just $50 a month. So I can see maybe, like, to make it easier to put it at $15 rather than $50 for these people. Because if they don't have internet, there's no way they have cable.
How can they afford better phones than me for them and all their kids then? And that's a big problem that nobody wants to talk about. They have money for these fake-ass nails, their hair getting done, these pants that make their ass look like they're 30 years younger, but you don't have money to pay for your fucking bills.
I'm going to bring something up because me and my coworker were actually talking about this, about a girl who we used to work with. This girl, she came back after we reopened, after the pandemic and everything. And she started at the location that we were at in Guilderland. And she quit after like 2 weeks because she's like, I can't do it with, the buses and like all this other stuff. And she was talking about like getting money through like some kind of whatever. But we're on her Facebook one day and we're looking and she has nails done. Like she's bought her kids clothes recently. Like she's like bought them a shit ton of like toys and shit. Like, doing all this different stuff, and it's like, how are you affording anything right now? Because you have no money. You have, like, no income right now. Because you don't have another job. You're at home alone with your kids, and it's not like there's a man there helping her. It's just her. She's a single mom.
I can answer this question in just a few words.
Oh, God. I hear that heavy breathing. That's going to be brutal.
Okay. So, the answer
to your question...
she's
not prostituting.
Yet.
I'm gonna say one word for her. OnlyFans. I'm gonna throw that out there. So, OnlyFans is so easy to make money. It's ridiculous. Look at Bad Baby and the fact that she made
$1 million after she turned 18.
Yes, 6 hours after she turned 18, she made $1 million. So we can go out there and we can already say at the end of the day, it's just like when it comes to the whole aspect of making money outside of the regular workforce, OnlyFans is like literally just taking the world by storm right now. Like it's just crazy how much money they're making off of this.
Yeah.
But to go into a different direction, to add on to what Elliot was saying, Elliot, I agree with you 100%. Like 1000%, I agree with you. These politicians know nothing about what's going on in these inner city areas. They know absolutely nothing. They're comfortable in what they're doing. They're making money off of our suffering. They don't know what is going on around them. All they know is what's on paper. They get a paper in front of them, and it says it's a bunch of numbers. It's a bunch of numbers. It's a bunch of people. It's the population. It's the numbers. It's percentages. That's all they have in front of them. They have no knowledge of what's going on around them. They never do. Even AOC, I'm going to go right ahead and say she's just as ignorant as the other masses. I don't care where she came from. Oh, she went from bartending to politics. Okay, don't care. She's still ignorant of what's going on around her. Okay, every single politician is ignorant.
It doesn't matter what freaking party they're for. It doesn't matter who they are. They have no idea how our freaking like class of people live.
No, they don't.
They don't understand it.
They don't. The only people that they know, that they understand how they live, is the people who make the same exact amount of money as them.
Exactly.
That is the way that they know. Because around their neighborhood, you got the same people making those 6 figures a year. You got the same people that's perfectly comfortable in their living situations. You don't have people like us that's worrying about the next check. You don't have people like us that's worried about, am I going to be able to pay this bill after I get paid and feed myself? You're not worried about that. Nobody is worried about that at all. You know, it's like people, these politicians, ever since that mayor, I don't know his name. I wish I had his name. I didn't do enough research on this, but I wish I had his name. But that mayor down at Colorado City, Texas, I will forever use as an example to how politicians feel toward Americans to this day. When that natural disaster hit Texas and all those people died, and he said that he's tired of people asking for handouts. When his entire city was devastated by an ice storm that killed so many families because of starvation, because they froze to death. Like, people were setting their houses on fire, setting up the grill just so they can be warm. Like, he did not care. He pretty much said it's survival of the fittest and left it at that. What he said, what the words that he posted on Twitter represented every other politician in this country and how they feel about the American people. And what do I mean by the American people? I don't count the American people as just being the people who put money into these politicians' pockets to do certain shit. I mean the people who struggle every single day, because the people who are struggling is the backbone of this country. All of us that's doing these labor jobs, all the people that's working these essential jobs, we're the backbone of this country. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Like, that's just all it comes down to. And these people don't give a fuck. They don't care at all whatsoever. There is no care in the world. There is no care in the world.
Well, with the whole internet thing, I want to ask you guys, I look at it right now as like a car, right? A car for some people, it's mandatory. It is. Some people, it isn't mandatory. I think the internet's the same way. For a lot of people, it isn't mandatory, but for a lot of people, I really feel like it could be an older person, it could be a person with disability, it could be somebody who obviously works from fucking home. For some people, internet is mandatory, and I think that's what this whole bill is trying to say. Not everybody, but I don't know. It's like if you, they were trying to say with this whole fuck situation, people that are older on a fixed income and they have to make pay bills, do doctor's appointments, or even an older woman who has nobody, that has to go to Walmart.com or something, or whatever, Amazon or some shit, have everything brought to their fucking place. Internet for a lot of these people, I think in some ways is mandatory though. So I kind of I do understand where this bill's coming from, because for the four of us, it would suck not playing Xbox, or you and Elliot and shit, but it wouldn't be the end of the fucking world for me. I can still get up and go to fucking Walmart or something. I can get up and go to whatever, fucking Burger King and shit. Some people, I do feel it is mandatory for some people to live in 2021, because our society is slowly changing, where it's things are, whether it's calling a fucking, you don't call cabs, you call Uber or Lyft. You know, it's
there aren't cab companies anymore.
There are.
There are, but they're less.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's less.
But I get where this bill's coming from, only in the sense that some people that are on a fixed income, for them, internet may actually be fucking mandatory for them. Not for us, but I don't know, because it's like the
But
whole,
then
the whole world's
after a
changing.
while, like
You know?
when our internet bill goes up, then what?
Hatred is going to start building for these people.
That's
who
not doing anything for
make
themselves.
excuses. See, here's the issue. There are people who actually need help. Food stamps, help with rent,
Yeah,
help with internet
exactly.
and all that. But how do you know when a good 90% of it is all lies and nobody's willing to investigate it? People are selling all of their food stamps. They get food stamps. They get all this extra food stamps per kid, and they run out because they sell their food stamps $2 for food stamps for $1 real money. It's a 2-for-1 ratio because this happens, and everyone's like, "Oh, I stole my $100 in food stamps for $50." I'm like, why? That's fucking stupid. You lost $50.
I remember that being a kid too. Well, the thing is, if you listen to this podcast, anybody, when we were kids and stuff, nowadays food stamps are all on cards now. You have to do it electronically.
Yeah.
When we were fucking younger, my grandmother, my mother, they would actually get a fucking booklet. And a booklet would have like, it would say $5, $10, whatever, but it was an actual like currency and shit. And like Elliot would say, people would get a fucking stack every like the first or third of the month. It'd be like, say, $300. It would say like, it's a couple 20s, couple 10s and shit too. And what they would do is they would take that $300 in food stamps and they would pawn it off and get back $150 in cash, because to them, I said they're getting, like, because the food stamps, you can't do anything but buy food with it. So what they would do is they would get rid of the food stamps, get $150 in cash, and then go buy crack or something or whatever they're going to fucking buy alcohol. And like Elliot was saying, it's such a fucked up system because you're losing half of what's actually yours, but like they didn't care, because a lot of people that are in low income areas didn't give a shit because they didn't care about food. They wanted the fucking the crack rock. They wanted the alcohol. They wanted like a fucking bag of weed or something. To them, food like was the last thing on their mind. And a lot of times, feeding their kids was the last thing on their fucking mind.
I think they should. I would wholeheartedly support drug testing people every month just to get your food stamps, public assistance, WIC, medical insurance, everything. And if you fail, you lose. And if you have kids, your kids get taken away from you.
You know what's scary? Like, now bring that up, Elliot. It basically what this is doing. This is this is another form of welfare.
Yeah.
Think about it, because this is only qualifying to people with certain incomes, just like SNAP, just like HEAP, which HEAP is in our country and stuff. If you listen to this, Ken, it's a a program that helps out people with like their heat and lights and shit. So, but yeah, this is just adding on to the welfare system. Think about it.
It is. It's just another way to. Now, it's true. There are people out there like your mom. Your mom was on Section 8. She had HEAP. She had food stamps. She was a part of the SNAP program. She had those things. Like when you guys were growing up and stuff. Like when you guys would go to the red, she would give you guys the freaking. She would give your dad the freaking food stamps.
I'm being a dickhead now. Now mom's in disability. Maybe it's time for we put the damn cable mom's name now, so we can pay $15 a month.
But
no. But now, like Kaya's older. She doesn't have food stamps.
Yeah.
We're living here. She doesn't have Section 8. We don't have HEAP because everything's in your name.
That's what I'm saying. Well, it might be time to change shit then.
But that's...
guys,
or like put it in Madhu's name because he's on disability as well.
I guess it's time for you to start paying $15 a month, boys and girls. Like, I'm tired of paying this big-ass bill.
Everybody throw in a penny. We'll get this shit taken care of in no time.
Oh, my God. But and the same thing with my mom. But the difference is like your mom worked. My mom worked.
Yeah.
Like, my mom freaking worked like 2 like shitty fucking jobs.
Well, it's like
your mom worked 2 shitty fucking jobs.
And even Joe Rogan said this about on multiple fucking podcasts. He said with phones, he's like Joe even said, he's like, if I leave the house and I accidentally forgot my phone, I get fucking scared. And smartphones for a lot of people now are becoming like mandatory. They really are. It's like, and it's technology. That's why he said technology. So with the internet, I mean, is it a basic human right? No. But it's like, just like a car isn't a basic human right to own a fucking car. But for some people, a car and the internet and a smartphone, it is mandatory for their lives.
You were at the news store today.
Yeah.
We don't have a phone.
Yeah, but you guys have smartphones.
But that's the thing. If I were to forget my phone, I'm screwed. Like, if I need to contact one of the other stores, trucking, the district manager, like, my email, even how I clock in is on my phone.
Wow.
But
like, I need my phone.
Your district manager should get in trouble for that. It's his job to make sure that certain things are followed. If stores can't have a phone, which are a business, You're
Well,
supposed
that's-
to be able to call.
Technically, though, that's not even on him, though, either. That's on the company itself.
I don't know. I'd be going, see, that's just an example of stupidity.
I agree.
Like, all this technology is making us a bunch of fucking morons.
Yep.
And if anybody gets offended at that, good.
Yeah.
I remember when you had to either call somebody from a landline, are you home,
Or a payphone.
fucking walk. Fucking walk the 2 blocks, you lazy cunt. Now
Gabriel Iglesias, I was telling Junior when we were in the car how I've been watching like his specials and stuff, and in one of them he was talking about how his son, he's like, it is so difficult to explain to his son Frankie, he's like, that when I was a kid, I didn't have a cell phone. I had to use a payphone.
Sure.
And he's like, and if it was an emergency, I had to call collect. And he's like,
Yeah.
and when he was saying, he's like, when I was a kid, we were on welfare and Section 8.
Sure.
He's like, if I'm calling collect, I'm calling my mom, and I had to be creative about what the hell I was saying because she's not going to pay those fees for a collect call.
Well, said as of right now, like with I'm sure Cuomo doing it and stuff, and now it's probably going to catch on to other states. But like I said, as New York State, so said these are states. So Cuomo, it's official yesterday. It's officially signed that like so it's another form of welfare. But yeah, so if you're a low income house, at least in New York State, you can pay $15 a month for a high speed internet. So.
Yeah, I wonder what that high speed is going to be.
Yeah, really.
Probably the
40
lowest
Mbps.
of the, but at least that'll
They
be
have it.
high speed compared to having nothing. But yet again, what Cuomo also doesn't realize is when COVID first hit, did nobody else notice all of the Wi-Fi hotspots being put around in Albany?
Yeah.
They were attaching them to light posts so kids had it for school. They're in most of the parks, so you could go to Swinburne, all that. You're constantly connected, and it's free.
Yeah.
Why is he not bringing that up? That places are putting free Wi-Fi hotspots. Oh, it's inconvenient to walk a block? Well, maybe your ass needs to get out after a fucking year. How about that? You got the COVID fat fucking 50. Get out, walk that block. Enjoy the weather.
It
Be
was only
safe.
40.
I gained 13, and I was like, wow, only 13? Bitch, please.
Well, that's because your fat ass was walking over here every day.
Yeah.
This is up. I mean, I'm sure
okay,
because
though.
Elliot's the fucked up part of the group. I mean, Junior's pretty close, but Elliot.
No, I'm that
yeah.
dog side.
Elliot will find a way to be a prick, but so
Yes.
I should. Well, I'm not. Fuck. I'm
name's Ken.
going to hell, but
Oh boy.
I'm trying not to laugh, because it's not funny, but it's okay. But it says Florida. It's always Florida, man. It's fucking Junior.
I was just saying in the car how I found a meme that said, America, the way you look at Florida is the same way other countries look at you.
Yeah. So this says Florida man accused of killing girlfriend's son after he urinated on the couch. So of course Elliot's gonna want to laugh at that.
Jesus Christ.
That's horrible.
So I mean,
why I'm
you couldn't just hit him with a
laughing.
newspaper or something, like, you know.
Bad dog.
We hit the
bad.
dog with the newspaper.
Well, that's better than killing a kid.
You couldn't just
So,
suplex him.
the Florida man fatally beat his girlfriend's 2-year-old son
Oh.
after the child urinated on the couch.
That's even worse.
yeah.
That's no.
Oh.
So, but
Castrate that motherfucker.
the victim's mother was at work on Thursday at 11 p.m. Called in the police. He called his girlfriend at work, letting her know that her son was not responsive. The mother rushed home and then called 911. The boy was taken to the medical center and pronounced dead. Then he admitted to police that he hit through and squeezed the child until he lost consciousness. An autopsy revealed that the boy died by blunt force trauma. So, you beat a 2-year-old to fucking death because he peed.
Clean the fucking couch. Don't kill the
I
kid.
thought it was like a 16-year-old being an asshole. Like, you're not my real dad. I own this couch. No.
Or like a 5-year-old. Like,
That's why I wanted at least Elliot to laugh first, so Elliot's the asshole.
Yeah, I was laughing.
a
Now, like,
2-year-old
it's a
doesn't have
grimace.
control over their fucking bladder. Some of them aren't even potty trained.
But, and this is why when we try reading stories like this, and Elliot said this many times, and I 100% agree with him. Whenever you sit there and you watch a movie or comic
Does
book,
Florida still have the death penalty?
I don't know.
Death
look it
by
up.
alligator.
Feed them to the fucking gators.
But how many times is like, well, Big Al will always say that our species is doomed, but Elliot always fucking says that the truth is more fucked up than fiction. Because
Yeah.
it's like, could you imagine watching a TV show or a movie or reading a book where a guy beat a kid to death for peeing on a fucking couch? You'd be like, no way, this gotta be fiction. This wouldn't happen in real life. Then you pop on your phone and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So.
Yeah. You want to lose hope in humanity? Just start looking up shit on your cell phones.
Yeah, which is what I'm doing, so. But, 14 girls, they set a home on fire because they were bored. Okay, so
Somebody needs to get their ass whooped.
they set fire to an unoccupied
How old were these girls?
I'm trying to find that. Okay, well, of course, thank God, because they put on Snapchat, you dumb cunt. But so police used, of course, social media to identify the teen suspects. They're ranging in age from 12 to 14. Wow.
Jeez.
So the girls told the police they started the fire because they were bored. They used aerosol sprays, including bug spray and Lysol, to ignite the fire. A police officer and firefighter were injured, but it was minor. But they're charged with felony arson, causing catastrophe, trespassing, endangering people, authorities said. So.
Endangering? Why not?
Again, we've all been there, me, Junior, all four of us. We've all been fucking teenagers. Why not buy a fucking PlayStation or something, or go get a Nintendo Switch? Like, you know what I'm gonna do? You know, Ellen Jr. on board tonight. Let's go fucking just set a house on fire because we got nothing better to do. Like, oh,
remember when we used to laugh at people in those open window gyms because they were just like running and looking just utterly disgusting on the treadmill? So you're just sitting there drinking something because they look like they want, like, just to fuck with them. No, we go from that to these 8 girls setting shit on fire. We fucked up somewhere along that line.
Boy, so.
Yeah, corporal punishment was freaking taken away.
Yeah, no.
Parents can't beat their children anymore.
They should.
Yeah, remember
keep that pimp hand strong.
Now, I'm sure what the best thing for the parents to do is have a nice, good talking to their children about, setting fucking building on fire.
I'm not saying you're wrong, sweetheart, but you and your 7 friends could have hurt somebody. I'm just saying.
Get something fun. So New York. Good.
Worst thing in the world was like this one time when your mom and Kaya went out shopping and they're in the store. This girl's acting like a bitch. She was around Kaya's age. Kaya was like 14 at the time. And like the mom kept going, "Sweetie, are you okay? Baby, are you all right?" And she's like telling her mom like, "Fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, all this other crap." Kaya looked at your mom and she's like, "Mom, I would never speak to you like that in a store."
You're gonna get the shit slapped out of you.
Exactly.
I'm like, it's okay. Wait till we get home, and that smile's just gonna. Oh shit! She just saw the boogeyman. She saw Jesus in that threat.
Well, so if you're feeling bad and you have a bad day, this will cheer you up. So it says, because I can't. Some of these things, it's just now because this is actually fucking funny versus like kids being beaten to death. Cause,
Lord.
No, this says dogs with post-pandemic separation anxiety get pricey therapy to cope. Because what dogs really need is therapy, God.
Fucking that Caesar whatever dude's in business.
So this woman cried as she locked the door of her apartment and heard her dog crying hysterically on the other side. He was so anxious and upset. The Manhattan resident recalled the incident earlier this week when she had to go out to work for the first time in months. It was extremely traumatic for both of us. I could not focus on my job for days because her dog was sad.
Okay.
Oh, so to help him cope, she has invested $350 in professional pet counseling.
I'll let you continue.
Oh, God.
Why not just get him some fucking dog toys?
I'm just saying. Like,
Okay.
Everything going on with the world, your dog needs a therapist. Like, Jesus Christ.
Chris, you know Ruby.
Fuck. It's hard.
You know Ruby is a freaking asshole. Like, we all say it. We all know he is. We love him, but we know he's an asshole. One of the things that warms my heart is when I walk through the door and that little thing comes running up, gets excited, tails wagging a mile a minute, getting happy.
And he starts licking you, right? Does he lick you? He misses you?
He does it to me, he does it to your mom,
Exactly.
he does it to Kaya.
And the beauty part is he spent all day licking the cat's ass. So as he's licking your hand, you know exactly where his tongue has been.
And then I wash my hands afterwards. But here's the thing, though. Like, I know he's upset, like, when your mom leaves. He gets excited when, like, I come back, when Kaya comes back, all that sort of crap. But your mom's not going to pay for therapy for the dog if she decides to take a vacation.
Oh, Christ.
I wouldn't want to pay for therapy for him if he acted depressed after I left to go to work.
Situation. People with too much fucking money. Like, you spend $400 to give your dog a therapist? Like, I'm sorry if I'm paying rent. Jesus Christ. Like, I'm not going to buy food this month because my dog is depressed. Oh, Christ.
Why? Okay, but that would mean that that woman had months upon months in her home. She didn't think to try to train the dog a little better.
To, deal with the fact that she's not going to be home.
I mean...
leave the house and go do something on your own for, a few hours a day.
Exactly.
And leave the dog there.
So nobody ever thinks about things like this. Come on.
She was probably too busy on her OnlyFans.
No, here,
jogging in front of the camera.
Damn well, these people don't fucking think.
No, they don't.
They just don't think. They only react.
My dog.
When something happens, they only react. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know how to live their life. They don't know how to live life. They just know how to just deal with something in a really stupid way when something happens. Mm-hmm. And that's what just the last couple of years I've learned about a lot of people. Yeah. Nobody thinks anymore. They just react. They just say shit.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it. That's all they do. There's no thought process behind anything they say or they do anymore. There's just like, fuck it, let me say this. Fuck it, let me do that. And then it just ends up fucking everything up for them. And now they just are apologetic.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on to another topic, we were talking about what you were talking about, therapy. Now, in some aspects, therapy is important. Now, while it's stupid to get therapy for your dog, because in my opinion, I think it's also stupid to get therapy for your dog because you're at some point in time
it's rape cat
going to sit there and do that.
No, you're talking about this, and this poor cat comes waltzing by, all like, "I need a therapist."
Oh god!
He touched me in my no, please.
For anyone listening, we have my cat down here. She was given to me my friend, and this cat's got problems. We're not really sure what he was doing to her down here, but something was going on.
Jeffrey put a finger in her ass.
I mean, we've all heard the term. It puts the lotion on the skin. Well, he put the butter on the.
Sure. So before next news article, what were you saying, Junior, about therapy?
Nah, never mind. They got killed.
The fucking cat. Thank you, cat. You ruined this segment.
Yeah. No, I've been looking to myself, and if Big Al's here, Big Al's talked to me about some therapy, and I'm to the point where I think...
Where is Big Al? Because he was supposed to be...
Fat bastard? God, I'm gonna yell at him.
Chinese buffet.
Yeah, really. I might go to that tonight.
It's an hour and a half later, Chris.
I don't know. But on a side note, definitely, I mean, I've accepted the fact that actually since episode 1, by the way I talk, and actually all of us, the way we're all fucked up, I'd say like a good 99% of people out there do need therapy, but we're just like, we're either...
I wouldn't say 99%.
I think most people do need therapy. They're just like for different reasons, but like, especially nowadays, our society, most people are pretty fucked up. It's just like, we do things like drink alcohol. I cry myself to sleep. I jerk off into a sock. I mean, shit like that. Like, just have normal people should handle stuff. You do drugs, but like a lot of people they do need fucking therapy. And the hardest part is like, number one, wanting to seek the help is hard because even talking to like, say for Selena, for example, she's even now, she'll probably say it in public one day if she ever had her down here again, that she does fucking need help. But the thing is like, when you have to say it out loud to like, I do need help, a lot of people are scared of the stigma of like, I need therapy, or it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of weakness of like, hey, I've got issues and stuff. This is why fucking so many guys in the military, because the military is the therapy, and if anybody deserves therapy, it's military personnel, and they're fucking scared because therapy has a stigma with it that most people don't want to understand the fact that like, hey, maybe I fucking do need help. I do need to fix my life, and people, and what they do is, you're seeing this firsthand, we all have, I'll just turn to fucking alcohol, I'll turn to weed, I'll sleep 15 fucking hours a day, I'll hang out with the wrong people, I'll hang out with toxic people, and just keep avoiding the real issues, and the real issues is, you actually do need therapy, and look, at some point, all 4 of us probably do, and I'm sure almost everyone in my fucking life probably needs fucking therapy, but like, like knowing you need it and doing it's 2 different fucking things.
I've already been to therapy.
If people are affected by what other people think and say,
mm-hmm.
which ultimately stops anybody from progressing and doing anything with their lives.
You're right.
Because they're so concerned about what the next person is saying. Well, I got news for you people. Fuck with you. Whatever you think you have to say, keep it to yourself. I don't give a fuck. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it. If I need something, if I need help, I'm going to seek it. I don't give a fuck about what you have to say. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy that people always has to have something to say about what the next person is doing. Like, their fucking life is perfect. and I don't understand why. Like, why are you going out of your way to do that? Like, why are you going out of your way to say, oh, this person's getting therapy, oh, that person's got something wrong with them?
Yeah.
Fuck yourself. Why do you think that you're so fucking perfect that you need to just talk about the next person when they say that they need help? How about you shut the fuck up and you actually congratulate them for actually standing up and saying, hey, I actually need help, instead of being a fucking dirtbag and saying, and these are these same people that's on fucking social media, these fucking keyboard warriors that say, oh, well, you know, that person's got to be fucking stupid or got to be this or got to be that if they're getting fucking help, if they're getting therapy. A lot of people have positive reinforcement. They'll say, you know, good for you. Yeah. You're acknowledging your problem. You're finally getting help. And then you got those small percentage of people that just has to say the stupidest shit when their life is meaningless. Like they're just a speck of dirt on this big ass fucking planet. When their world is only the city they live in. Yeah. And that's
true.
And that, those are the least intelligent people got the stupidest shit to say. I can tell you that right now. It's like, there's no intelligence exuding from that statement. You're literally just talking because you think you know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. It's like, you know what? It's like if somebody literally needs help, the stigma, I think it's literally just in America. I think in America, we just have this stigma where it's like we have to say something when somebody is doing something. I don't understand why people seem to think that that we should have anything to say about what anybody is doing with their lives. Yeah. Like I'm going to go back to this. When celebrities do something and they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars, bitch, you're worth 40,000. Sit the fuck down, shut up, stop worrying about what the fuck these millionaires are doing, because they don't give a fuck about you. No. So why are you standing up saying something? Why are you having all this shit to say about somebody who's so much richer than you? They got their fucking life together. They're successful. They don't have to worry about a fucking bill for the rest of their life. And here you are, working check to check, doing nothing with your life but sitting in front of a fucking phone, in front of your phone, or at a computer, just talking shit. Like, I don't get. I truly believe it's just America. It's funny, like when I go to all these other channels on Facebook, like when people were talking about like in Singapore, people talking about like in London and things like that. Nobody is worried about what the next fucking person is doing. Unless you got convicted of a crime, you did some dumb shit, nobody has anything to say. When you get accused of something, nobody has anything to say. But America has this fucking stigma where we have to have something to say. Nobody can just shut the fuck up. Everybody just seems to think they know what the hell they're talking about. When you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, just shut up. Like, we don't know when to just shut up. Like, it's that is our biggest problem. We just think we just need to talk. We need to be heard. There's things we need to say. No, you don't need to say anything. Just stop talking.
Now let's amplify that in New York when everyone's getting free fucking internet.
Yeah. Well, I think what's scary is like now, because you figure Facebook, it's basically like this version of high school. Like for me, for example, I've got like about 70 fucking friends, which is like, I'd rather have 70 close friends versus like other people got 1,500, 1,600, 5,000 Facebook friends. You don't have 5,000 friends. So I feel like my inner circle, if I posted, hey guys, this is Chris and stuff, I've been going through some hard times and breakups and blah, blah, and I'm seeking therapy, I would assume for the most part, everyone in my inner circle and stuff would be like, hey Chris, good job, we're proud of you and stuff too. I wouldn't get demeaned. Other people out there, people I fucking know, have 2,400 fucking Facebook friends. Let them post out, hey guys, I'm going to fucking therapy, and watch the fucking reaction to that. Yeah. Like how many people just shit all over them. And that's also the people, which I wish that more people on social media, especially on fucking Facebook, people need to like, I said like every New Year's, and I've been doing this for the past 5 years now, every New Year's after the fucking ball drops, I legit go through my fucking Facebook profile and see like, you know, people I haven't talked to her for a year. People have fucking passed away. Once a year, I start cleansing my Facebook friends list and start realizing, hey, listen, I don't have 200 fucking friends. I've got 67 that are actually meaningful. And it's why I get sometimes sickened when everyone's like, you know, hey, so-and-so like who's got 2,700 fucking followers. Bullshit. And this is why people are like, yeah, they're so scared to open up and say, hey guys, I'm in therapy and I'm doing way fucking better. And instead of everybody clapping and praising, good fucking job, it's just like, no, I'd rather just keep posting and staying in the same toxic fucking life and never evolving and shit. And it's a real fucking it's a shame because therapy still has that stigma of like, you're weak, you're small, you're whatever. Nothing good comes of that. From the right people it does, but that's how social media now is this fucking version of high school and stuff. It's like this version of like, hey, instead of doing good for yourself and shit too, you're worried about like, if I post on social media, I'm in therapy now, you're scared that the wrong people are going to comment on that, and you shouldn't be. And it stops people fucking from, I would applaud anybody who goes to therapy, goes to fucking rehab, wants to go on a fucking diet, wants to get a better job, wants anything, but a lot of people fucking don't do it because they're scared.
Or a lot of people just move in silence and don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't post anything, don't say anything about what they're doing. And honestly, that to me is the best thing. If you're making a major decision in your life, don't post about it. Because honestly, I think Matthew McConaughey said it the best, where he said, post funny shit on Facebook.
Yeah.
Post stupid shit on Facebook. Make people laugh on Facebook. Make people think that you're just a happy-go-lucky person, even if you're going through the most shit. Because when people know your fucking business, they're gonna run their mouth. When people, and it's one of the wisest things I've ever heard. Like when I told people I was starting my YouTube channel, I'm doing something big with that because I'm gonna get the community involved. So of course I'm gonna let the community know that I'm starting a YouTube channel. Now the vast majority of the people that know me knows that I'm a piece of shit and that I'm an asshole and that my opinions, will offend people, and I have, absolute, like, when I say zero filter, I have zero filter. I don't give a fuck. Like, I will say whatever it is, the fuck that I want to say. I don't care. I'm not afraid of this whole fucking censorship shit. I really don't give a fuck. Like, this whole freedom of expression is absolute bullshit. It's like one of the things that, no, it's freedom of expression, but you're free to express it in the way that social justice warriors want you to.
Yeah.
Because if you express yourself in a way that people don't accept, people will go out of their way to try to ruin your life. And you know what? Come for me, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. I'm not here. I'm not on this earth to please you. Like, if people comment, like when people talk about us and stuff, like I told the guy, I told one of the newer members that came into the group, I was like, yo, listen, as much as I like the positive feedback, I like the negative as well. If there's something that you don't agree with, I want to hear it. Like, I of course I love positive reinforcement. I love it when people say, oh my God, you guys are great and stuff like that. But you want to know what? I want to hear the negative shit too. I want to hear if I said something you didn't like. I want to know, because chances are I'm going to tell you why I said it. I'm not going to care that you're offended. I'm not going to care that you don't like it. I'm just going to say, this is why I said it. This is what I believe. Yeah. You can either agree with it or keep it the fuck pushing or don't support my podcast.
Yeah, and that's
I want to know how many people think we're assholes.
Oh, everybody knows I'm an asshole. I don't give a flying fuck.
Well, it's just, I think overall, and this has been from episode 1, even my new intro is just that, like, and this is when we are the only people. So we don't try to get too political, but the few times we have, because like Junior said, well, we all know it's the past 2 fucking years that, like, it's, if I say, hey guys, I'm drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade, and fucking Junior's drink, what are you drinking?
Drinking Red Cat.
Well, that means you're that means you're a Democrat, and now I'm a libertarian, so I'm drinking Mike's. That's just how fucking it is now.
That might mean you're gay, because you're taking Mike's down your throat.
Well, we've said that. Like I said, Al said this one time. He goes, Al's like, look, I'm not a Trump supporter at all, but Carlton did vote for Trump. But just because Carlton voted for Trump and Al didn't vote for Trump doesn't mean they're not friends.
And I don't vote for anybody.
Well, I don't either. But but that's the fuck point of like I said, we can have different. There's difference between differences of opinions and just you're an offended fucking pussy. Like, well, Junior said faggot, or like Chris said fucking nigger. Like, well, sorry if that offended you, but oh fucking well. Like, no offense. Like,
it's okay. I call Junior a carpet muncher.
There you go.
I do munch carpets.
I call myself an amazing lesbian.
I was about to say, I call Elliot a lesbian.
I gotta tell you guys something. This is the funniest shit ever. So, of course, this is probably gonna offend somebody. I really don't give a fuck. But this guy at my job walked into the woman's bathroom, right? And one of my coworkers had a problem with it. One of my coworkers like, why the fuck is this guy walking into the women's bathroom? And then I said, he probably identifies as a woman. And she started dying laughing. Like, she was laughing her ass off. She's like, oh my God, why would you say that? I'm like, because it's true. It's 2021 nowadays. I could walk around and say, I identify as a 5-year-old giraffe. Who the fuck's going to say what? Like, no, in all honesty, it's like,
your neck's not long enough.
It's definitely not. But but I can identify as that though. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, see, that
like,
brings up.
That's just the thing though. Like, the thing that kills me is just the fact that it's like, he literally walked into the women's bathroom like it was nothing, and every single woman in there felt uncomfortable, and it was just like, and she literally was just like, why the fuck did he do that? And then I said that, and then like one of the customers looked at me like I was an asshole because I said it sarcastically, but I really meant that. I meant that shit. Nowadays it's just like people can I'm not even gonna get into the whole identity shit right now because that's just too much to get into.
That's the point. So it's like that's what I'm saying. Like comedy like that, you can see it on this fucking podcast, and it's like that's what thing with Spotify. Like the whole thing with fucking Rogan is like, and Joe's had so far 40 episodes been taken down. Why 44? What was so offensive that was fucking said? Like, you know, it's like let's just leave him be. It's like, you know, it's like, well, I listened to episode whatever 260, and the Joey Diaz said or Bill Burr said that bothered me. Okay. You can turn it off.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah, but I mean, God forbid, fuck cancel culture.
You can go into the kitchen and cry.
I don't know if you remember it. Chris probably don't remember either. One time we went out to, there was some bar on Madison Ave, and me and Chris went there.
Beat the cat.
Madison Ave.
Yeah, this was like, it was a few years ago.
Was it the Madison pub, or was it the one pub by the Chinese restaurant?
I think it's the one by the Chinese restaurant. It's
I love that place.
Yeah, it's the place that it's like diagonal from like Madison Pizza.
Yeah, that place is so fucking nice.
We went there one night, and I remember I got up to use the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Now, the bathroom I walked into looked like it might have been the women's room. Mm-hmm. Until I walked in, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe they just have, unisex bathrooms. Because there was a urinal.
Yeah.
So I go in, close the door, go to do it.
South Park, who pooped in the urinal?
and all I hear is like guys coming into the bathroom, and I'm like, okay. So I was deathly afraid to leave the freaking stall now because it's like, oh shit, I fucked up. I went into the men's room. The women's room is like right next door, and like as soon as I came out, I'm like, we have to go. We have to leave. Meanwhile, Chris is drunk off his ass. I think he like danced all the way to the house.
Maybe I did.
I forget, but
he was probably listening to Goodbye Horses in his head.
There wasn't a Fall Out Boy in his head.
I actually listened to
Backstreet Boys.
I listened to Fall Out Boy recently because.
No, we're doing the Buffalo Bill thing. He did Goodbye Horses. Would you fuck me?
I'd fuck me.
What? Okay, I'm going to throw this out there. More men have mimicked that scene in a movie than you can imagine. I've fucking done it. I'm not even gonna lie. Someone's gonna be like, fucking gross. And someone out there's gonna be like, that guy, he's the fucking man.
I don't think this is a shock to anybody, but so this says, because this is funny. Aliens might be friendly, but don't bet on it. Experts warning. It says, sure, they're out there, but should we be looking?
No!
So this is Michio Kaku. I'm not making K-A-K-U. Kaku. So,
Cack.
Yep. He's a professor at theoretical physics of New York, actually. And he said that I think it's a terrible idea to seek out extraterrestrials. Like,
when they're probing your butthole?
Yeah. He said that he theorized that humans were going to meet our extraterrestrial counterparts within this century. While the prospect may sound thrilling, he's also more cautious. He said, we all know what happened to Montezuma when he met Cortez in Mexico so many hundreds of years ago. He said, alluding to the disastrous demise of the 16th century Aztec emperor, which was instigated by what seemed to be a friendship of convenience with Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez. So he's basically saying like, yeah.
Why does that remind me of when Cartman got an anal probe?
So, and like the European settlers to the American Indians, he hypothesizes that our otherworldly visitors may also approach amicably, although they could harbor more insidious intentions. Personally, I think the aliens out there would be friendly, but we can't gamble on it. So I think that we will make contact, but we should be doing it very carefully.
Have you seen the Space Force training segment?
Yeah.
I have never laughed so hard. And I watched a person called Angry Cops on YouTube because he's, I believe, an E5 or E6. So in real life, he's a drill instructor. And I'm watching him mock these people. They're so stupid they didn't even know where to stand or how to stand. He's like, look, they have to put tape on the ground because they don't know.
Well, this is scary, which we all know the Terminator shit. It's gonna fucking happen. But
yes.
He said he made another alarming prediction of the near future: self-replicating robots. Because he said, the scientists discussed the prospect of sending clone bots to help build out Mars for galactic colonization. Because, Elon Musk, which are saying, while discussing Elon Musk's plans for a multi-planet species by sending about 1 million humans to colonize Mars via Elon Musk's SpaceX rockets, he notes that the job would also require 1 million hammers and 1 million saws. You have to have fleets of workers to begin the process of building things, unless you create the first self-replicating robot, and so you have an army of these robots that can build cities on Mars. In his vision, these robots can make copies of themselves by mining the minerals that are already on Mars.
Skynet.
But then beyond that, who knows? Maybe our destiny really does lie in outer space. That is, unless the robots wise up and turn against us, which they will.
So he's afraid of AI,
Skynet.
but he wants to make self-replicating
That's
robots.
what he's saying. Because Elon Musk, it's sometime happened this year, next year, that they're sending a whole fucking fleet of people to Mars, and they want to colonize Mars. But he goes, the problem is, we don't have the manpower to do that. The only way he's like, this professor's saying that would work is you have to have self-replicating robots to colonize Mars. The problem with that is, once they turn on us, we're fucked.
So, pretty much,
I will believe Elon Musk the day he properly tells people how to pronounce his child's name.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'll just slap my knees, and that'll be good enough. I don't care about the kid's name.
So as somebody who's blue collar, because I've theorized and fantasized plenty of times, like if I hit the Powerball or something, or if I got rich, how I'd quit my job. But this guy's a fucking gangster. So,
boy.
Oh, gee.
Former Walmart employee drives into store after getting fired. It's like a disgruntled former Walmart employee. What a shock! In North Carolina, he crashed his old workplace and driving through the aisles. Was fired on February, and he ran into a Walmart store in Concord about 6 a.m. Jesus Christ. He may have had some problem with the management, you think? It's like,
Jesus.
If you take a car through a Walmart, there's going to be an extensive damage. The aisles are wide enough so there was a lot of property damage. So the store was closed, and he just employees were present, though nobody was injured. So he was charged with breaking and entering and assaulting a government official with a deadly weapon. So yeah, he just drove in a Walmart and was just fucking going to town.
What was the deadly weapon?
The car? Yeah.
The car. Vehicles are now classified as a deadly weapon because... Well, it's
vehicular manslaughter.
Trust me, people keep whining about guns. I could do a hell of a lot more damage with a car.
True.
Look at the dude. I'm not making jokes, but look at the dude who put his car through those bikers in Boston. He didn't have a gun. He had a fucking car. Huh. And he mowed them down like they were nothing.
This is some scary shit. Wow. There was a mom. Mom was flabbergasted after her kidney stone turned out to be her baby.
The fuck?
What the fuck? Like the article, putting the kid in kidney stone. A Massachusetts mother was completely unaware she was pregnant until giving birth while sitting on the toilet. Oh, shit.
God, how many kids does she have that's just commonplace?
I looked in the toilet. I didn't know what it was. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Okay, that is a huge-ass freaking fear of mine, because I don't go to doctors. Man. I don't trust the freaking medical field, especially with a lot of shit. So, a huge-ass freaking fear of mine is because women in our family, I was telling this to Chris at one point, nothing changes for them. They don't really get morning sickness. They still have, their cycle. They don't change. They just get, more tired.
Yeah.
So, I'm terrified, if I have sex, will I know if I'm pregnant?
I mean, you can always pee in a cup, Yeah, they have tests for these things,
But if say I use birth control and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And then nothing else changes. There's no guarantee that something freaking whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I just said I'm not a woman, obviously, and I'm never gonna be a woman that gets pregnant. But how do you know you're 5 months fucking pregnant? You didn't realize that something was growing inside of you?
And it just
Jesus.
slides right out.
Apparently, yeah.
But for some people, though,
I thought it was a shit officer. I swear.
Okay, for example, you were talking about with your mom, with Kaya. Your mom was older. She thought she was going through her change.
It's one big shit.
She went to the doctor. She's okay, so on. And the doctor's no. You're 5.5 months pregnant.
Well, here's the problem. It says, okay,
2 weeks later, Kaya started kicking.
So their bundle of joy had other ideas. The fiasco began on the morning of March 8th when began to experience severe cramping. Due to her history of irregular periods, she initially chalked up the symptoms to her menstrual cycle arriving 5 months late. If you get your period 5 months late, again, there might be an issue there. Like,
yeah, but if
so.
her period's irregular to begin with, because there are women
I'm sitting
that
on
have to happen.
I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm screaming, and I'm telling myself this is way beyond a menstrual cycle. This has to be a kidney stone. God. Before the EMTs could arrive, however, the oblivious baby carrier felt something released from her body. So, ensured the discharge was a baby. She thought it was an organ when she peered into the toilet. Oh, God. After mulling the moment over, she realized, oh, my God, there's a baby in the toilet. Whoa. So,
I feel her pain. There have been a couple of times where I had to clutch onto the wall of the sink like, what the hell's coming out of me?
It's got a heartbeat.
It fucking might have. I flushed the toilet too fast. Like, get rid of it.
Have you seen the 4th season of Big Mouth?
Yes.
Junior, have you seen the 4th season of Big Mouth?
No.
Elliot, have you seen the 4th season of Big Mouth?
I think I stopped at the 3rd one.
When frickin' the one kid is trying to take a shit, and they treat it like it's a baby.
Yeah.
You mean like South Park as
So,
well?
Junior mentioned YouTube, which I had to pull this up because this guy I watch YouTube called Yellow Flash, funny ass guy, and he was mentioning more like, because I still am fascinated with the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. So
I think we all are.
I had to pull this up because like how, now after his case got fucked over in the UK, now he's actually moving the case to Virginia. So apparently there's new evidence to come out against Amber Heard, which is like, more of like what a lying sack of dog shit she is. So Yellow Flash talked about this, and I'm pulling this up right now. So this was brought up that Johnny Depp has body cam footage because, all right, first off, his defense team is trying to say that she lied under oath and in court. Big shock there. Yeah. That now she first fucking her and her friends called the cops on Johnny Depp saying that he was tossing wine bottles, he was breaking stuff, he was hitting her, etc., etc. So then the fucking cops showed up. 4 fucking cops. According to the body cam footage, now she's saying he trashed the fucking place, he was hitting her, blah, blah. The place is fucking, the glasses are everywhere, broken wine bottles. Now, according to the body cam footage, they show up at their house there, and it's amazing. The house is immaculate. Like, there's no wine bottles broken, no phones being destroyed. The place looks fucking clean as damn day. But she's saying that, like, oh, no, he was hitting me and trashing the place. But the cops showed up saying, like, first off, the cops, even all 4 of them, gave statements saying she had no marks on her. She's claiming she did, of course. And she's saying he wrecked the entire apartment. It was trashed. It was a big, whatever. Body cam footage shows the place was fine. So, so do we believe you or the fucking body cam footage?
Well, obviously people believe that picture they took next to that one rock star. She's like, oh, I had a black eye and all that. No, you didn't.
Yeah, so
her makeup artist even said that like she put makeup on her to make it look like a freaking black guy.
4 different LAPD officers visited Heard and Depp's apartment that night due to Heard's friends calling 911 twice. The second pair of officers were wearing body cameras on them when they responded. Now, ahead of the Depp's upcoming $50 million defamation lawsuit, which will take place in Virginia in April 2022, his lawyers are revealing depositions from the first 2 cops and body camera footage from the second 2 cops that are claiming all 4 of them had her allegations are false. So
this might settle outside of court because she's looking worse and worse by the day.
Heard claimed that Depp hit her in the face with a phone and tore out clumps of her hair in an extended altercation that took place throughout their shared home at the time, which was considered an entire floor of 5 apartments. But again, the cops showed up and like, you have a mark on you. So Heard and her friend, Rocky Pennington, both give depositions about the incident, and each of them described the scene as a violent mess. Described as, they have a big kitchen island in the middle of the kitchen, and out there's candles and like fruit and like, glass and jars and vases. He was just hitting everything with the wine bottle, smashing it off. So there was fruit on the floor in baskets and glass bottles and flowers. But that the body cam footage shows the place was fine. So her description was, we have huge, heavy silver candlesticks, candelabra sticks. They were on the floor, broken baskets of fruit that were on the kitchen island, everywhere and stuff too. And he also broke a lot of glass and that left glass on the floor. When he walked out into the hallway, you could see wine spilled all over the ground and wine on the walls. So all this stuff too, but the body cam is like, funny, we don't see no wine on the walls or broken glass bottles or the rugs are fucking spotless and stuff. You're saying that the rugs were caked in fucking wine and stuff because he was tearing the place apart. I'm like,
How dare Johnny Depp own candelabras? That guilty, instantly guilty. Fucking candelabras. What is
but,
he?
Yeah, but like people were saying, it's like, you know, so it's, I mean, it's one of them situations where it's like, if the guy did shit to her, fucking fine, but like, how much more evidence does it show that she's been just lied her fucking ass off and just still, and he lost his defamation case back in the fucking UK, but now the new one's going to Virginia, so hopefully this may mean something, who knows, but just like the whole situation is like, it's from day one, it just sounded so fucked up, and she's obviously lying her ass off. Like,
it still pisses me off where Warner Brothers is concerned. How he lost freaking Fantastic Beasts.
Yep.
He lost playing the role of freaking Grindelwald. But yet, that stupid cunt is still going to be freaking Mara in Aquaman.
Wait, I thought she
actually she got fired.
She lost.
No.
It's, I don't know.
2 days ago, I read a freaking article saying they're gonna have the guy who played Euron Greyjoy on fucking Game of Thrones. He just got cast into a role in Aquaman, and it said as well as Jason Momoa returning to reprise the role as Arthur Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Amber Heard is coming back as well as the other guy.
Oh, I'll be skipping that movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's in them. I'm not going to watch it.
Wait, they made a statement that she was fired, and that was months ago.
Yeah, no, that's
No.
It's too. It's. Yeah.
I read one 2 days ago.
Oh.
That shit.
I wasn't even going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it.
And I've said this from the very beginning of the bullshit freaking thing. If she is in that movie, I'm not watching it. I'm not gonna, like, anyone I know of who is a fan of fucking Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
If you go and see this movie, like, don't consider yourself a freaking Johnny Depp fan.
I told Jimmy last night, I bought the bundle with all 5 Pirates of the Caribbean films, or no, 6 of them. But, like, you know, I still think the first one is the best, but the sequels, I don't think they're as good, but they're still watchable. But the thing is, even after Orlando Bloom left and Keira Knightley, Johnny Depp is why you see Pirates of the Caribbean. Love him or hate him, they did fucking like $6 billion fucking dollars and shit.
So,
like,
I've been watching so many freaking Johnny Depp freaking videos on fucking Facebook recently. Winona Ryder, for what it's worth, like when they ended their relationship, they hadn't talked in years.
Yeah.
She was the first person to come to his defense.
Everybody. He's had so many people fucking back. Directors.
The very first person to come to his defense.
So, yeah.
And she's like, I don't care what anyone says, she's still the fucking love of his life.
Yeah, just.
But they just couldn't work out.
So here's
on top of 2, Penelope Cruz, to bring up Pirates of the Caribbean, when she was in it with him, Pirates of the Caribbean from, what was it, of Stranger Tides?
Yeah, it was the 4th one.
Yeah. She was pregnant during filming. Yeah. He literally said to the directors, make her as comfortable as you possibly can. Because she's carrying a human freaking being inside of her.
I pulled the news article like a couple weeks back where Johnny Depp, like, I didn't know this was after Dark Knight, Heath Ledger's last film.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp and Jude Law, but like 3 actors.
Johnny Depp, Jude Law,
did the entire fucking film.
Who the other one was.
Did the entire film for free and gave his entire salary to Heath Ledger's daughter. Like, what a monster he is.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Only that one movie? Yeah. Shame.
Exactly. So here's something kind of comical for this. I like when assholes get treated like assholes and they get upset about it. So a Capitol rioter and ex NYPD cop is stunned. He's being held with inner city criminals. So the former NYPD cop who was arrested for beating a police officer with a pole at the January 6th Capitol riots is stunned he's being detained among people charged with inner city crimes. So yeah.
And
for a middle-aged guy who's never been arrested before, this has been a shock for him, says his lawyer. Yeah, so,
I mean, normally it is when you get fucking caught.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. Oh my God, I'm never going to get caught. I got caught. I am so shocked.
If he won't be released, he wants him to move back to jail in upstate New York. So, because he retired from the NYPD in 2011, turned himself into the FBI in Hudson Valley in February, and he made an initial appearance in White Plains Federal Court. So he was captured on video beating a police officer with the flagpole during the Capitol rioting and stuff. And yeah, he was also calling a police officer a fucking piece of shit and a commie motherfucker.
But he was a cop, and guess what? If someone lets those other inmates know that he was a cop, you better be in solitary confinement.
Yeah, he's gonna be in PC the whole time he's in there.
But he's upset because he's being held in the same I guess he just, because he's a ex-cop, he wanted special treatment. Like, no, dude, you beat another cop and,
So you want
fuck yourself.
The utmost respect and treatment because you were a cop, but cops are pieces of shit. So that means you need to be treated the same way.
Funny how that happens. Get
the fuck out of here, you woke son of a bitch.
Well, be careful when you donate your organs, boys and girls. There's a UK teen declared dead. He started breathing hours before his organs were going to be donated. Jesus
Fuck
Christ.
that shit on out.
He was declared dead after being hit by a van. So he's going before life support was to be turned off and his organs donated. He started breathing and stronger by the day. He's 18 years old and was hit by a vehicle. And Jesus Christ. Despite being given no chance of surviving 4 days after the accident, his family was told he was brain dead. The young man made a miraculous comeback. After he said their goodbyes to him, the close family bravely agreed to his organs to be donated to help the lives of 7 other people. Wow. So, this bought him extra time before his life support machine was turned off. Just hours before his surgery, he began to breathe on his own again. She added, a miracle any family could wish for after being told he had zero chance of pulling through. That's fucking scary. Like, that's some scary shit right there. He was brain dead, told he's got zero fucking chance, pull the plug, let him fucking donate his organs, came out of it. And now he's alive and doing well. Like, that's fuck.
That's a fucking boss right there.
I mean, it's like, that's, it's to say what you fucking want, man, but like, that'll make me fucking religious. Like, it's like shit.
He was like Jesus. He had arisen.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be brain dead too after watching Caitlyn Jenner sing on Masked Singer. Like, what's wrong with him? Caitlyn Jenner was singing and he's not brain dead. Fuck, what do we do? Get his organs, quick.
I guess I can let Junior follow up this because there's been so much regarding this whole fucking. How do you say? Do you say Junior? Is it Duante or Dante? Right.
Dante, right?
Because I wasn't sure if it was Duante the way it's because it says
it's Dante.
Well, this happened. So, National Guard has been deployed in Minneapolis after police shooting of Dante Wright. So, the National Guard was deployed in Minneapolis as hundreds of people looted, of course, and rioted. Because this is 2021. We're all done with looting and rioting, aren't we? So,
No.
Monday, following the death of a black man who was shot by police while trying to flee arrest less than 10 miles from where George Floyd died. The police shooting of 20-year-old Wright in Brooklyn Center came as the Twin Cities was already in a state of high alert over the trial of ex-cop Derek Chauvin. So, Wright had an outstanding warrant and been pulled over around 2 p.m. Sunday and was shot after jumping back into his car trying to race away, crashing to a stop after driving several blocks, police said. His mother then raced to the scene and called for calm as crowds soon joined her. But within hours, 500 protesters taken to the streets, according to the papers, many looting and trashing up to 20 stores. Boy. Hey, they're coming, a man was heard yelling on one video that captures several people running out of a looted store with their hands full of stolen items as nearby car horns repeatedly honked. Because again, I'm sure the best way to prove something is if a kid got shot, you just want to start robbing stores and shit. So.
And killing people.
As many carried Black Lives Matter banners through the streets, protesters jumped on top of police vehicles and started throwing rocks and other projectiles at cops.
Yeah, because that really proves a point. That doesn't show innocence if you're using.
Also, here's the key thing: protesters even shot up a police precinct in neighboring Brooklyn Park.
Oh shit!
With multiple rounds fired through the front door, some reaching the lobby. Officials told the news. No one was injured though. So again. Police fought back against the violent protesters with tear gas, flashbangs, rubber bullets. So again, shoot up a fucking police station. Okay, it feels like we're in a war zone. One video on a social media shows a man lifted up a large slab of cement just feet from a line of riot cops, staggering back to the ground after seemingly getting hit by rubber bullets before he could throw it. Wow.
Good.
So, at 11:30 p.m., Brooklyn Center Police declared the crowd an unlawful assembly and said anyone who remained, including journalists, will be arrested. Then they pull out the National Guard just before midnight to help slow down the violence. So, yeah. But, I mean, I didn't know. So, basically, Junior, from what I gathered, it was a cop that shot this kid. So, what little I did read of this, because, like anything, it's going to be coming out all damn time. What I read was she allegedly had her fucking taser and her gun taser left-hand side, gun right-hand side. She said that she thought she was grabbing her taser. She grabbed her fucking gun, shot him 7 times, and killed him. So,
how did you not know after the first shot that it wasn't a taser? I'm sorry. The gun weighs 30 times as much as a taser. The taser is literally plastic. There's no excusing that. You had every intention to kill that man with that gun. There's no question about it. You get a kickback firing that gun. There's no kickback firing the taser. There's none. After that first kickback, even if you did make a mistake, you emptied the fucking clip. There's nothing to talk about. There's literally nothing to talk about. I to even extend this conversation any further than that is just going to it's just going to bother me. You fired the gun, you emptied the clip, and you thought you made a mistake. How? Like, I want everybody who's hearing this to literally sit. Just sit. Turn all the lights off and just sit in your room and just look forward and think for a second. Where in the fuck does this make sense? She emptied her clip and said, oops, I thought it was a taser.
Yeah.
Understand the stupidity of that fucking statement. Don't just stop fucking talking. Don't comment about the issue. Don't say shit. You emptied a clip. And then you had the nerve to say, oh, I thought it was a taser. Yeah. We're done here. We're done here. You had every intention to kill that man. Every intention. Here's the thing. A lot of people say if you resist arrest, then you're dead. Okay. A lot of people say, well, you shouldn't have run from the cop and wouldn't have gotten shot. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. To those people and to those people only. And I'm going to say this for the third time. To those people who say the following, if he didn't run away, then he wouldn't have gotten shot. This, that, and the third. Okay. Since you decided to say that, the very next time that if at any point in your life it ever happens to you, don't expect any sympathy. Don't expect anybody to come to your aid and say, oh, it shouldn't have happened to you. Well, so fuck you.
The incident was, so it's like, here is the, so far, what we know about this chain of events.
It didn't constitute a use of deadly force. It did not. If you run, you tase. You don't shoot. You don't shoot. The only time you ever shoot is if I'm not even a cop and I know this. Unless you know that your life is in immediate danger, you don't kill the fucker that's running away from the cop. You tase them. You don't shoot them. You don't shoot.
I guess, so he initially was pulled over because he was driving an SUV that had expired license plates. And he also ran afoul of a Minnesota law that prohibits motorists from hanging air fresheners and other things from the rearview mirrors. Didn't know that. So, okay, so they pulled him over, for that. He was pulled over for having expired registration, Brooklyn Center Police Chief Tim Gannon said Monday. When the officer went over, an item hanging from the mirror was spotted. It was after that the officer discovered a gross misdemeanor warrant for his arrest had been issued. So, okay, so not that I'm saying what the facts, what they were. So he had a fucking thing hanging out of his mirror. He had expired plates. Also, he also had a warrant for his arrest. Minutes later, gunshots rang out and says, and then friggin' says, Gannon said Monday he believes that the officer meant to pull a taser and shoot him, but instead pulled a service weapon.
And shot a whole clip. Okay. Guess we make I guess we're gonna make a mistake because we're gonna empty the fucking clip and then think it's a mistake. Please,
that fucking baffles me. How do you not know the difference after the first one?
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's what people are saying.
It.
Especially apparently this cop, her name is friggin' Kim Potter. She's been on the force for 20 years.
Yeah, and so you still can't tell the difference between a fucking taser and a gun. You can't excuse it. There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
They get trained to know it's
That's what people are saying. Not that it would have fucking defended by any means if this was a rookie, but like at least if it was a rookie, you might even understand that. But like you've been on
not 7 shots.
If it was one shot and it didn't kill Mike, okay, it killed Mike. They need better training. Better training if this is what's coming out of this station. Train them better. One shot, not the full clip. I'm like, wait, one of these things is not like the other. A taser, you pull it once, they go out. Yeah. I think some of them you might get a second, but I'm not 100%. But just all those bullets, I thought it was a taser. Bang, 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 it's a taser. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, come on.
I heard taser. No, I heard gunshots. No, I have 20 years, buddy. It was a taser.
It's a problem. A situation like this, guys. Every time we think fucking the whole like the cops and stuff, people want to respect police and like things are getting easier now. This is just more fucking more of a media storm to make it a racial thing, and like
I'm gonna say this: I fucking throw respect to the South Station Albany cops who handled protesters like fucking bosses. Did you hear about these protesters attacking the South Station here in Albany?
Jesus Christ!
Officers started macing and just shoving them off the stairs because these protesters were trying to force their way in, macing them and just shoving them down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like fucking bosses. And the police chief, this dude's got big dick energy. Because let me read this. We're the capital of New York, so having protests is something that we're certainly used to. We do everything we can to make sure people can exercise their First Amendment rights. We do have an obligation, though, to make sure they're not damaging public property. They were trying to seize the police station. So they were just shoving and macing people. And I'm just like, fuck, that's a boss right there.
Wow.
So here's a thumbs up, South Station.
Well, wish Big Al was here. I'll tell him this. Like, I do love articles like this to show us that, like, for comedy's sake, but also just how fucked we are as a species. Just like the level of scumbagness that we go through and shit. And it's a new word I'm making up, scumbagness. But from the Washington Post. But again, like, guys, whatever you fucking feel about COVID, however fuck your thing about this stuff too, I still feel like it's not killed a billion fucking people, and it's not that serious. We need to start doing the really asshole shit. But in a situation like this, I get if you want a fucking vaccine and it's, who doesn't and stuff, but to do this kind of asshole stuff just pisses me off. So there's a video showing deputies, they're confronting two young women who dressed as grannies for coronavirus vaccines. I mean, and of course, what state do you think this happened in?
South Park, Colorado.
Exactly.
Fucking Florida.
So
It's fucking awesome.
The coronavirus vaccine is so coveted that two women in Central Florida went to Extremes Wednesday to get their vaccine. They dress as if they were elderly. It's like, I'm just saying, like, again, like, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna deny, like, these are two vaccines that could go to older people who have health. Like, for fuck's sakes, guys, like.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that's funny. There's some shit like I would think South Park would do, honestly. So
Orange County Sheriff's Office deputies at the site scolded a woman for acting older, saying their ruse was selfish and they should wait their turn, according to body camera footage. You've stolen a vaccine from someone that needs it more than you do, and now you're not going to get one. It's like, Jesus. They only warned them that they would be arrested if they returned and said they were lucky to be allowed to leave. I would have fucking arrested them. Of course, they apologize. Fuck you. It's like, come on. I'm just saying, like, I get, like, if you want a vaccine, but, like, for fuck's sakes, guys, if you're teenagers or something, even in your 20s, you're not a major fucking health risk. Like you said, you're trying to scam older people out of a vaccine for a virus that isn't killing, like, whatever, 20,000 people a day or some shit. Like, and people have died from this thing, but, like, calm down. This pandemic is just, like, people shouldn't be going to these kinds of extreme lengths for something that isn't that fucking deadly. I'm not saying it's not killing people, but this isn't like, this isn't freaking wiping out half the human race and shit. Like,
oh, if you watch news networks and stuff, that's exactly what it is, though. These are the same people who are literally blaming people who haven't gotten vaccinated for the recent spread of a new strain. They're literally just, people are gonna die, get it. People are gonna die, get it. And looks like common sense didn't prevail with those two. But I will give them a thumbs up for creativity. That's fucking awesome. Do your part. How do I do my part? I'm too young. Dress up like your grandma. But she's dead. Even better. Look like you're dead, and maybe you'll get lucky.
I'm getting the vaccine because I want to travel and not have to quarantine. Because still, as of right now, if you're not vaccinated, you have to quarantine for 14 days.
You're getting all three shots?
I'm getting 2.
They're upping it to 3 now.
Well, I'm getting the first one on the 18th, and then it is what it is. Go from there. And plus, I get a free day of paid time off. So it's like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? I get a free day of paid time off to get it.
Wish Al was here for this one, because, like, I love articles like this, because, like, everybody hates their job. I know I do. I know Al does as well. So, but there was a man in Arizona. I'm not lying. I need to have Junior and Elliot do this for me, so I'm going to take fucking Sunday and Monday off. But a man faked his own kidnapping to get out of work. Just saying.
I mean, at this point,
Like, I was saying, we're gonna fucking hogtie Junior, throw him into my fucking trunk. Like, why'd you come to work today? Like, oh, somebody kidnapped.
No, it can't be him. He's too dark. We'll start riots.
Oh, she's right.
They're just gonna be like, these light-skinned motherfuckers threw a brother in a trunk. Not on my watch.
He went to the cops with a dramatic backstory saying that there was loads of hidden cash in the desert. He's 19. He told police he was kidnapped when he found him in the desert. When police started questioning him, he then admitted he fabricated the story because I didn't want to go to work. He doesn't have to worry about that anymore since his job fired him.
Hopefully he didn't get arrested, but they
So,
might.
He was in the middle of the fucking desert a couple of days later. He said that these two people jumped him, beat him up, and they were trying to find hidden cash in the desert that was allegedly belonged to his father, and they were using him to find the fucking cash. And then he's like, later on, he's like, I made it up because I didn't want to go to work.
At least he admitted it,
Jesus
though.
Christ.
at least he admitted it.
Fucking A, man.
That's god damn, these people are creative as hell lately.
That's the problem. But then admitting is just like, you should have stuck with your story, dude. Like, yeah, what do they look like? But they were big and black. It's like
It was kind of hard to see because they were standing and the sun was directly over them, so I couldn't tell. How did they sound? Angry, very angry. That doesn't help us. That's all I can do.
Oh god, it's like shit. People doing it fucking. What one asshole crashing stuff, and let's see.
That shit is just funny. I mean, it's better than what the YouTuber Smooth Sanchez did when he faked bomb threats, going around screaming that a bomb was gonna go off.
Sorry, I had to fuck up this fucking music. Goddamn ads. Fucking this fucking YouTube. Here we go. Anyway, it's got to fucking build up. God damn it.
Doesn't it always?
Not really. Anyway, fucking shitty version. Try to pull up the fucking Jurassic Park theme song. So, because good old Elon Musk again. Elon Musk is turned into a fucking Bond villain. He really is. So and of course they showed a picture on New York Post. But like Elon Musk, he's got a new firm called Neuralink, has the technology to build a real life Jurassic Park.
Fuck out of here.
It's like, didn't you watch the 10 movies showing where the dinosaurs took over and eating everybody? I mean,
the first one to go.
I support this though because I want to see people get fucking murdered by dinosaurs. I really do.
Life
finds a way.
Finds a way.
So it says, yeah, we could probably build Jurassic Park if we wanted to. They tweeted out, wouldn't be genetically authentic dinosaurs, but maybe 15 years of breeding plus engineering to get super exotic novel species. Because, it's not good enough to just have a dinosaur. You need a fucking super exotic dinosaur. Like,
that he's going to have microchips in their brains to control them.
They didn't elaborate on how its neurotechnology company might be able to revive the long-extinct prehistoric beast, but he later championed the idea, claiming it could increase biodiversity. Biodiversity, of course, diversity, is definitely valuable. Conservation is important and makes sense. But why do we stop there? Of course, why would you stop there? Why don't we more intensely try to generate novel diversity? Oh boy. So,
well, I mean, we're already, how many species are extinct and how many more species are close to being extinct, and you want to add fucking dinosaurs?
So last summer, Neuralink they unveiled a working prototype of a brain. Of course, they want to put microchips in your brain. They've actually created a year ago. We'll see what happens. A brain implant device that founders believe can cure everything from blindness to quadriplegia. Okay,
so it's going to be upgrade.
Not really.
Then someone's just going to hack it and have you just roundhouse kick the grandma.
So Elon Musk showed an early version of this gadget he implanted into a pig and said human trials are going to begin this year. So they're going to be okay.
The fuck?
I mean, if
he is a fucking.
I'm telling you, man. Elon's doing some shit.
Like, all I can think of is upgrade now. Like, is he going to be that asshole who's just like, okay, we're going to cause these people to get into a car crash and they're going to be paralyzed from the waist down? Why? Because then they're going to have to try my chip
It's true.
if they want to walk again.
Yeah.
then they're gonna hack it and it's like, sir, I don't want to go to work. Hack it. Next thing you know, yeah, my grandma's dead. How? That one guy who we paralyzed, yeah, he roundhouse kicked her to death. So I'm gonna need the next 3 days off for grieving.
So let me ask Junior Elliot of this, because I found this on some e-cards because I thought it was funny as hell. Because, I mean, it's just usual of guys being douchebags. And, of course, guys being douchebags are like, why I keep losing girlfriends for? So, woman asked if she was wrong to shame her unemployed boyfriend after he insulted her looks. So,
how is she hot?
I mean, I guess that's subjection right there, but okay.
I mean, I gotta ask the question.
Okay, so if someone's appearance dramatically changes in the time you've been together, you find yourself no longer attracted to them, it can definitely brew into resentment or fizzling feelings if not addressed. So apparently during COVID, let's see, a woman decided to consult the moral compass of the internet, because that always goes well. Otherwise, here you go, Susan's here for this. So, a woman asked, because she went onto Reddit, she said, am I the asshole about her boyfriend's rude comments about her body and her looks? People were quick to deem a verdict. So, in October, my 30-year-old boyfriend lost his job at a gym. They let go some members of the staff, and they are now closed to government restrictions and until May. He has been using government unemployment to pay to contribute to our expenses. He kept thinking the gyms would be reopened and didn't look for another job. During his unemployment, he has been getting even more in shape because he's got a lot of fucking free time and working out for several hours a day. I have done the opposite route. I do short workouts twice a week. I go on walks. I do it super healthy, lots of vegetables. I have put on I have picked up extra shifts at work, and it's aging me. Acne, age lines. I'm not as in shape as I used to be and haven't been putting as much effort into looking good. Overall, he is better looking than me, but he's never brought it up. Which, again, I've dealt with that recently. I hate fucking women. Like, my boyfriend's better looking than me, but I accept that. Like, okay, sweetie.
Is there a picture of her?
I'll try to find it. But the other day we were going to a park to sit with my boyfriend's friends and had a cup of coffee. I grabbed the first thing I found and put it on. I said I was ready, and he got really upset. He pointed out that the shirt was old and tattered, that I had no makeup on. I looked like a zombie. He then said
this is her.
She's okay.
God.
Yeah.
Damn.
He then said how I had let myself go, how he had been stepping up his game, and how he might be shallow, but it needed to be said. I lost, and I told him if I had nothing to do but work out, I'd also be ripped and fit, but I had to work, and looking hot was the last thing on my list. I refused to change and didn't go, and he said that the last thing he worried about. So, again, like I even fucking recently not even made a fucking comment. I said,
okay, seeing pictures of this girl helps put into perspective how much of a dick he is.
But even
this is her after 10 pounds.
But I even said on social media recently, the girl I'm in love with and stuff. During her moving during the past months, Selena's fucking probably gained fucking maybe 10 pounds, and I've lost about 20 fucking pounds. I said, she's still way fucking hotter than me. I'm like, but never once where I'm just like, I'm not even fucking dating her anymore. And I'm like, and so, Chris, I've gotten fucking some fat, I'm gaining some weight. And I'm like, you're still fucking beautiful. And dudes like that, I'm like, oh Christ, dude, you got a hot chick and she gained a couple fucking pounds. Like, what the fuck, man? Like,
God, not for nothing.
Hey, I'm gonna get her name and I'm gonna add her on Facebook. What's her
name?
Really?
I'm looking at these pictures.
What's her name?
And Jesus fucking Christ.
Ask Elliot, he probably knows.
It's on you. It's on Twitter.
Okay, I'm straight, and I'm looking at this girl, and I'm like, she's fucking hot.
She is fucking hot. God.
Let me get her name. I want her.
Okay.
I'll tell you after this. We're not putting this on the podcast, so you stand a better chance.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Now, to me, she's freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell happened between me and Longhorn, whatever. No matter what, this motherfucker was telling me I was fucking beautiful. Even to this day, if I send him a message, he's still telling me I'm fucking beautiful. So,
yeah.
For this stupid motherfucker to tell this girl that she is anything other than beautiful, fuck him.
Titties.
Yeah.
I'm looking
at
her on Twitter. I'm adding her on Twitter.
What?
I guarantee he's got a fucking new girlfriend, and I'm still fucking single. So.
Hey, it's Twitter. You want us to put up those pictures? I'm not gonna sing her body is a wonderland, but I will get the chains out.
Jesus Christ.
Hey.
Yeah.
Some women like that.
I know, but it's just Elliot. Every time you say it, it catches me off guard. It just catches me off guard. That's what
I do. It's such a mind fuck because you're looking straight, and it just out of nowhere.
It's funny,
no, that's pathetic. She gained what, 10, 15 pounds, and it's like, oh, because I'm a loser, I got nothing to do all day, I'm getting in shape. Yeah, she's working extra shifts to take care of your grown-ass man,
Well, I said,
baby
fucking,
self.
like, you know, I mean, I fucking recently weighed myself since January 1st. I'm even, like, you know, Selena, fucking, or like Jamie and Brian, her friends, even talking to fucking Jen, a lot of her friends are like, damn, Chris, you've dropped a lot of weight. I'm like, yeah, I'm down, no bullshit, 25 pounds. And I'm like, and I never one time told any fucking chick I dated or liked or anything, like, oh, because I dropped 20, you gained 10, you're fat and gross. Like, it's, you know, I make fucking jokes about my friends and everything, but like, I said, a chick like that, like, trust me, honey, guys like me, we wouldn't be taking you fucking for granted.
I'm gonna follow her on Twitter and ask her to sit on my face.
I'd be fucking crying. Are you kidding me? Like, come home and
of course you would ask her to sit on your face.
Exactly.
Stuff.
Suffocate me.
Shit, man. If I ever came home to a cooked meal from a girl, I'd probably fucking cry.
Yeah. And eat
oh
her
my
ass.
God, it's no. I don't want to get sepsis or some shit like that. I'd be like fucking cry like this is the most beautiful. It's only a hot meal, but I worked all day and I'm tired.
I still love talking about shit like this because I got a bunch of likes a few weeks back and I just catch up to it now. But this comes from pop culture because poor old. I'm like, I know, guys, it's so hard being a Kardashian. Life is so difficult being a fucking billionaire. But
yeah, being real life Barbies.
Yeah, but Khloe Kardashian, she breaks silence because she had a photo controversy revealing her unedited figure. So basically what happened was Khloe Kardashian, the Wookiee that she is, so exactly. She had an unedited photo was leaked online, and of course, then her legal team went into overdrive to scrub the photo from the internet because, God forbid, a quote-unquote natural fucking woman had a picture that wasn't fucking Snapchatted and filtered and 45 minutes of goddamn airbrushing because, you know, for God forbid, somebody's seen the Kardashians after they haven't fucking had 2 hours of goddamn makeup on, right? Because how perfect and natural they are. So.
Is it the picture of her pulling down the front of her yoga pants, nearly showing her vajayjay?
So the color-edited photo was taken of Kardashian in a bikini during a private family gathering and posted to social media without permission by an assistant. Because before she posts a picture, her assistant's got to fucking prove of that. Khloe looks beautiful, but is within the right of the copyright owner to not want image not intended to be published taken down. Again, because it's raw and unedited. We haven't fucking put it through like multiple. Because here it is. Kardashian posted an edited and filtered image from the same poolside gathering. Of course, she looks a lot different once it's been fucking, you know, edited and filtered and shit. And people were quick to point out the differences in the shots. She did not address the photo, nor did it scramble to hide until Wednesday evening when she posted a video on Instagram. Oh, God. Proof that her body isn't always photoshopped alongside a lengthy statement. Blah, blah, blah. So.
Another thing that I don't care about.
Yeah, see, I just fucking find it funny where it's just yet one of situations where it's like she's fucking crying wolf. She's going through like, you know, oh, Khloe's the fat sister, Khloe's the ugly one. Her dad might not be real and stuff. And I've always had body shame issues and blah blah. I love good filters, but you know, okay, again, bitch, you're worth $1 billion. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody feels sorry for you. But it's just another incident where like you're pissed off because someone showed you your actual fucking picture after it didn't go through a half hour being fucking filtered. So
have these people not gone to a public school? Have they not gone to a swimming class in junior high or high school where you have to get changed? And even if you're a fat guy, you can't wear a t-shirt. So, and if you don't bring a bathing suit, they give you a Speedo. I'm not joking. Really, if you think not filtering the shit out of a picture is horrific, obviously go to a normal school during a swim when you're supposed to be swimming.
I'll try to kill around the 2 hour mark, but because you mentioned this earlier, and I did want to get to this eventually because just how much it's like, it's comedy, but it also pisses you the fuck off as anybody being blue collar, anybody fucking working for a living. And like, again, I don't think the bitch is anywhere near attractive, and she's got a massive ass forehead, kind of decent titties, but she's still gross. But yeah, we all know about the Cast Me Outside cunt, where she made OnlyFans, gets $1 million in 6 fucking hours, and just like, I mean, I know I speak too fast, but let that sink in where she gained $1 million in 6 fucking hours.
And she can't even spell.
Oh, Christ.
She can't even talk.
I just like when people would say things like, you know, how many creeps were waiting for her to officially legally turn 18?
Wait.
You know, so.
Well, remember that controversy when Mary-Kate and Ashley, people were waiting like hell for them to turn 18, and everyone was like, they need to be arrested because they're child predators.
Yeah.
And this is perfectly. It's like, no, this is fine. Why is it fine?
I love fucking Twitter because this is one time where Twitter's actually my friend because like I'm reading tweets here. It's like you show the cops watching the computer screen. Y'all motherfuckers too excited about Bad Barbie's OnlyFans when she was underage a week ago. Or she just turned 18 and already has 1 million subscribers on OnlyFans. You guys are predators. It's like.
They were counting them days when she was young.
There's a picture of Jesus. It says "Start the Rapture." She just turned 18 a week ago, but like that is what's funny is like it's like this the whole legality thing. She's 17 on like say Thursday, and the second midnight hits and stuff. Too bad she's 18. Launches OnlyFans. Within 6 hours, gets $1 million fucking dollars. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
those dudes were counting the days when she was on Dr. Phil. Like, what? She's like 15? No, that's okay. I'll wait 3 years. I'll wait, like, god damn, throw him in
are you
jail.
really that desperate?
Obviously, if she got $1 million in 6 fucking hours.
Like Junior would say about go to OnlyFans.
Listen,
Fuck OnlyFans.
I'm going to say this like I said this every other time. I don't care what you do to make money. I don't care what you do to earn a living. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. Don't look down on other people. I don't care what you do. But I will say something if you look down on other people because they don't look as good as you. So you're on OnlyFans exploiting people because you look good. Dudes are going to give you money to see you naked. And that's just what it is. So don't put yourself on a higher pedestal because you're doing that and you're taking advantage. But do what you do.
I'm gonna throw a very negative perspective into this. If I ever get so desperate to be on OnlyFans, I am not respecting these women. I'm like, here's $10. I want to see you naked. I don't want to hear your fucking opinions. Don't care about your day. What you like, take them clothes.
What's just the premise?
I mean, that's what they do anyway.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just
saying,
saying, I'm gonna be an asshole.
Everything we fucking strive for. The fact that the fucking four of us, right now, we'll work until we're 75 and still not fucking combined make $1 million. And this bitch made it in 6 fucking hours because she was on Dr. Phil. I'm just saying that the premise of what it represents, it's just like how fucking broken our system really is. Like this chick just turned 18, made $1 million, and somebody fucking will work 2 lifetimes and not even fucking gross half that.
Well, I mean, at this point, but
that's a broken fucking system.
All we have to, I mean, honestly though, it comes down to a point that we got to look at other ways to make money besides working. And it's just like, it's unfortunate, but we do have to do that. And it's like, with me, I'm looking at investing. Like, I'm investing into like a CD account at the bank. You start off, you get it. It's even hard to even have $1,000 to really put away. But it's just like, get yourself that first $1,000 that you're not going to miss, put that away. When you put that away, then what's going to happen, and you add a little bit to it at a time. The more money that you add to it, the interest rates build up on the account. Well, you don't have to pay taxes or anything like that. But it's like we gotta figure out ways to invest our money and do other things besides working it properly and in a safe way. So we're not we don't experience any blowback and stuff like that. Like we really got to start looking for ways to increase our own assets without simply just working 40 hours a week. Like we can't be single-minded now. Like we're in an era now where it's like a lot of people who are rich is letting the money come to them. Yeah. Look at all these people and how they're making their money. Look at OnlyFans, look at Twitter, look at Twitch, look at all these places where people are making money because the money is coming to them. So how do we as blue-collar workers get ourselves to that point? How do we elevate ourselves to be above the wage slave?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, but what's scary is like that's been my fucking problem since day one of making the podcast. Was like we've hit a fucking era now where it's like don't work hard, find out the biggest scam that you can. Yeah. Once you find the biggest scam, then you're fucking rich. And it's like so like what's the even point of like telling our kids or future or my grandkids and stuff too? It's like not like hey son, like work hard or go to fucking school or do something. It's like no find whatever bullshit scam you can do, and then once you find a scam, you'll be successful doing a scam because like with the thing with OnlyFans, it's fucking legal, but it's in the end though there's no hard work. It's just you're exploiting morons at the end of the fucking day.
Desperate people.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Or people that just simply don't really care and just want to support it. Me personally, I said this before. I have a couple of subscriptions on OnlyFans. I'm not afraid to admit it. I really don't care. Do I throw a lot of money into it? No, but I throw some into it. I really don't care. Like I said, I'm a supporter of get it how you get it, you know, because at the end of the day, the government isn't going to give a fuck about you. They don't give a flying fuck whether you're struggling or not. So you have to find ways to make money. And honestly, do what you do. If other people are stupid enough to do what they're doing with their money, then fuck it. Keep making money that way. If they're giving you money, let the money come to you. But that, as blue collar, I'm going to strongly suggest that we invest our money. Like, invest. Don't just sit there and, you know what I mean? Like, if we're only thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get up and we're gonna go to work and we're gonna come home and there's nothing else there to do. There's something to do. You're just not willing to look for it. Yeah. It's there. The opportunities are there for you to simply sit there and say, hey, at the end of the day, I just want to do this. And you know what? What are they gonna do? What's the worst that can possibly happen when you have an opportunity, presenting yourself? Pay off your debts, invest your money, and just start letting the money come to you.
Yeah.
As I said before, a CD account at a bank is one of the safest ways to make money, to invest your money. At first, the first few years, it's going to require more investment on your part. You're putting the money into the account to build your account. But over the course of those years, the money is going to start coming to you. It's a slow investment at first, but then it really starts to pick up and you start making money. The money comes to you. It's a safer way. It's a safer bet. You don't pay a lot of taxes because you're investing into it yourself. But you have to literally sit there and it's not just about working hard. It's being smart with your money. You know what I mean? Not letting other people take advantage of you because you're making the most. It's doing what you got to do to make it because nobody else is going to help you do it. The government damn sure ain't going to help you do it. No. Opportunities are limited by the day. You know, you got to take the opportunity by the horn, and you got to do what you got to do to survive in a world where it's eat or be eaten. As it was so willfully put with that natural disaster in Texas. That's mayor from Colorado City made it perfectly clear. He made it perfectly clear. He spoke the words of every single politician in this country. And he did it on that Twitter post on the day that natural disaster hit. And I will never forget that. That will be a day I will never forget. I think I actually have that picture in my phone too. I think I actually saved it. Like it was so crazy when I saw it. I really think I actually saved it in my phone. I mean, I'm going to take the time and I'm going to kind of move on from it as we're,
well, sure.
But it's crazy.
For me, here's another situation where it's like, I always get like, whenever I read stuff, because it said you are free to do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can celebrate it, but I still feel like if you do something that I feel pretty goddamn stupid, I still have the right to make fun of you because I think it's goddamn stupid. But when I read shit like this, this is okay. Of course, Florida, man. But Florida. Look, I love the MCU. We all do. We've all watched our fucking fair share. And it just when I see things like this, well, like this is the problem now with our society, and this is just like where we are fucking going. So a Florida man breaks Guinness Book World Record for watching Avengers Endgame 191 times.
Okay,
so again, let that sink in, okay? So, fucking Christ. A Florida-based personal trainer, Ramiro Alanis, go fuck yourself. Sorry, but he broke a Guinness Book World Record in a movie theater more than any other sane person. Okay, so he broke the record for the most cinema productions attended for the same film. Each viewing was in a movie theater. It's unclear how many movie theaters he watched the film in, or if he had to buy private showings because of COVID. He watched Endgame 191 times in 94 days. So in 3 months, he watched the film 191 fucking times. He celebrated the achievement with his tweet saying, "I'm officially amazing." You're not. But here's his Twitter and stuff too, and he's got a certificate and everything. And so he told the Guinness World Record that the achievement took a huge toll on his social life. You think? His family and his actual well-being. The most difficult part about this attempt was giving up my social life with my family, the gym. I lost 20 pounds of muscle. And managing my work hours and screen times at the theaters. So you literally were just working in a theater. He said, the support I got from family, friends, managers, and staff from the theaters I visited, and the support from fans helped him see through to the end of the road. What does he suggest if you're trying to break a record? Well, Plan accordingly to your record attempt. Prepare yourself as much as you can, physically and emotionally. Yeah. I tried something similar years ago, watching the entire 22 Marvel marathon in one sitting. That took about 61 hours. This guy spent 573 hours watching Endgame. That's essentially 9 Marvel marathons or the same movie in 94 days. Wow. So 500 hours of his life, he was sitting in a fucking theater watching Endgame. And like, again, his fucking life was just like, Jesus Christ, dude, the things you could have accomplished. I'm just like,
that's over a 3-week vacation for people who aren't.
It's just like, okay. I mean, again, like, because some people say, like, oh, who are you to judge? The premise is like, yeah.
God,
It's like you know, where are we now? And if you watch the fucking, there's no movie in my life, and I've seen movies fucking from the 70s, the 80s, and 90s. I've not watched in my lifetime any movie 190 fucking times. Like that, that's for 3 months you were just living at a theater. Like that's not enough to be proud of, man. Sorry, it's not like.
And that's just seeing it in the movie theater. I mean, since we've went and seen it, we saw it through what?
I saw it actually fucking twice. That's it.
Yeah, Endgame. I saw it once in the movie theater. I've watched it on Disney Plus. I've watched it on like Blu-ray and stuff. Infinity War. I think we saw like what 3 times.
Yeah, but 190. Like it's just.
So I found the picture.
Christ.
So the guy's name is Tim Boyd. He is the mayor of Colorado City, Texas, and this is his post. Let me hurt some feelings while I have a minute. By the way, this is a mayor saying this. No one owes you or your family anything, nor is the local government's responsibility to support you during trying times like this. Sink or swim, it's your choice. The city and county, along with power providers or any other services, owes you nothing. I'm sick and tired of people looking for a damn handout. If you don't have electricity, you step up and come up with a game plan to keep your family warm and safe. Again, this is a mayor saying this. If you have no water, you deal without and think outside the box to survive and supply water for your family. If you are sitting at home in the cold because you have no power and are sitting there waiting for someone to come rescue you because you're lazy, is the direct result of your raising. Only the strong will survive and the weak will perish. Folks, God has given us the tools to support ourselves at times like this. This is sadly a product of socialist government where they feed people to behave with that the few will work and the others will be dependent for handouts. It says, am I sorry that you have been dealing without electricity and water? Yes, but I'll be damned if I'm going to provide for anyone that is capable of doing it themselves. We have lost sight of those in need and those that take advantage of the system and mesh them into one group.
Whoa,
Bottom line, quit crying and looking for a handout. Get off your ass and go take care of your own family. Bottom line, don't be part of a problem, be part of the solution. This is what the mayor...
That's a fucking mayor.
That is what the mayor of Colorado City, Texas said during when that ice storm hit. When that ice storm devastated that entire city, that's what he said. Because Texas became independent with their electric company, so they branched off because the east and the west side of the United States had their own electric power grid, and he had his own, and Texas broke off of that and decided to go independent. So when that shit happened, there was no way for either one of the power grids to actually help out Texas because they went independent.
Yeah.
So
what a swell guy.
This is what the mayor has said. Now, the only sentence that I agree with, the only one, is where they said, this is sadly a product of a socialist government where they feed people to believe that the few will work and others will be dependent for handouts. That is the only statement that I can partially agree with. I won't even say fully agree. I will partially agree with that one statement on the entirety of his post. You are the mayor who is directly responsible to deal with moments with emergencies. Mm-hmm. That is your job. Your job is you're working for your people.
Yeah.
That is your job. You got voted in by those very same people. So if you vote this man Tim Boyd into office, people, at that point you're part of the problem. But this is what I'm saying though. What he said in this post is exactly how every other politician feels in America.
Yep.
Every single one. And the only way that they're going to prove me wrong is if they really if they stop looking at a piece of paper and start looking at how their country looks. If they get out of their fucking offices and start looking in these neighborhoods and start understanding and realizing that the American people genuinely need help, there's nothing else. There's nothing left to say here. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself. Maybe I'm just speaking for. Maybe I'm just talking. I don't fucking. All I know is that this is just some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard of in my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand how people can literally just sit there and just be like, yeah, this is a thing. Yeah, the government's doing a great job helping us. Yeah, they're doing wonderful. Yeah, we voted them in for a reason. No, you voted them in because you just saw a name on a piece of fucking paper and you scratched it in. You don't know what the fuck these people are about, whether they're gonna help us. I saw this post. I screenshotted this shit so fast. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? Your people are suffering, and you basically put, you don't give a fuck that your people got hit with an ice storm because we were all. I mean, even theoretically speaking, yes, you had time to prepare for something like that to happen. Yes, you did get weather alerts that you were going to get hit with ice storm.
Yeah.
Yes, people are very reactive instead of proactive. So when shit hits the fucking fan, shit's going to go downhill really quick. Yes. But that doesn't matter. You're a fucking mayor. You have a direct responsibility to help in a time of crisis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our mayor is a piece of fucking shit here in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Our mayor is fucking garbage. But at least when there's a fucking snowstorm or there's a fucking ice storm or there's power outages, at least shit like that gets solved pretty quick.
Yes, it does. There was one year, though. Now, mind you, we live in upstate New York.
Yeah.
It's common that we're going to get, like, blizzards, snowstorms, like, shit like that.
Yeah.
How is it she went on the news and was like, well, we were completely unprepared for this to happen?
Because she's a fucking idiot. Bottom line.
I mean, it's not just, it's every politician. It's presidential, Senate, Congress,
all the way down.
Governor, mayor, city council. It does not matter.
It does not matter.
If you work in like a political office, most of the time you don't have an actual understanding of how the common everyday person works.
Exactly. And it's the vast majority of Americans. See, what they do is that they only work. See, what they believe is we're making laws for the comfort of Americans. No, you're making laws for the comfortable American, not for the comfort of Americans. But for the comfortable Americans is exactly what you're doing.
I was told today. Now, you guys all did your taxes, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, there's an extension on it this year where you didn't have to get it done by April 15th.
I already did it.
And stuff. But how many weeks were you out of work?
Only 3.
Okay. You received stimulus, right?
Yeah.
Elliot, you received a stimulus, right?
Yeah, it took a little longer, but yeah.
Chris, I know you did.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that because you received that stimulus, all of those stimuluses, the $1,200 last year, the $600 from January, the $1,400 from last month, did you guys know that the government is now taking that back out, like 10% of it back out of your tax return?
Yes.
I believe it.
I told people that this money had to get paid back, and I don't know how many times people laughed in my face, said I'm a fucking idiot, that no, it didn't. I'm like, okay, and when unemployment comes knocking at people's doors, because they're going to want that pandemic unemployment back, I'm like, you aren't going to be laughing then? And they're like, you're fucking stupid, you don't know.
Now, the pandemic unemployment, I can 100% totally agree with.
Yeah.
1,000%. My friend and I today at work, we were talking about it. She's like, okay, when they sent out the stimulus, now, first off, they didn't tax it at all. Unemployment, they do tax you.
Yeah, if you want to be.
If you want to be taxed.
Oh.
The stimulus, that wasn't taxed. You were given a flat $1,200 or a flat $1,400 or a flat $600. And if you had dependents, you got a little bit more.
Well, the stimulus wasn't meant to be taxed, though. It wasn't meant to be.
That's another thing, because my friend made a perfect point. She's like, what if you were well off and you still received the stimulus?
Yeah.
Now you're being taxed for receiving money that you didn't even need to get in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So why are they taxing the stimulus? Everyone's taxes. Now, why are they saying you owe them money for a stimulus that we didn't even ask for? Technically.
I can answer that, but people aren't going to like my answer.
Go ahead.
Because there's no one to stop the monsters that are in seat right now from doing whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
If you read the bills, they're talking about stacking the Supreme Court in favor of Democrats. Their executive orders to take people's guns, and someone's going to be like, you're a fucking idiot. They can't do that. Well,
yeah,
they're talking about executive orders to remove people's constitutional rights to own guns. Guess what? Everybody bitched about Trump. Now you actually have a tyrant in the Oval Office.
And here's the funny
thing. You got what you voted for.
Yeah.
Though. Because technically, he's not the tyrant. He's the puppet.
Yeah.
Oh, we
but
already
technically, all the blame is going to go on him.
Yeah.
So
just like all the blame went on Trump.
He has to sign the papers in order for the step to go through. So he at least acknowledges what's happening. And if he's too mentally incognitive to even read, because he's always like this, come on, man. Open your fucking eyes, dude. Here's some Visine. Then everybody was like, Trump can't be president. He's fat. This fucking dude can't see because he fell upstairs.
And down.
Yeah, but he fell 3 times going upstairs. And that's just like, this dude can't walk. This is like this is senior abuse at this point. Like, I feel bad because it's not even fucking funny.
Yeah. Well, last one to pull out because before we head out, because
we're that's some quick game.
Already at 2 hours. Here's another way of people losing fucking jobs, because why not? And this is technology for us. I'm still not a fan of this because I don't like people losing jobs, but okay. So Domino's now in Houston, Texas this week. They're starting their new robot pizza deliveries. So they've got over $1 billion from investors. Domino's Pizzas will be delivering pizzas with the help of driverless robot cars starting Houston this week. So the largest pizza chain in the U.S.
That's going to go over well so good.
So they're partnering with Nero, a self-driving delivery company that has raised more than $1 billion from investors, including SoftBank, and which received regulatory approval last year. So yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I just picture the car stops in front of your house and it like slingshots the pizza through the window,
I honestly
taking
was
off
thinking
someone's
about that.
fucking little kid. The pizza's
I was thinking that.
Your fucking company decapitated another kid today.
You know what's gonna end up happening? Ain't nobody paying for their fucking pizzas. They gonna come out and be like, bitch. They gonna beat the fuck out those robots. They gonna come out and be like, you're totaling 30-29. They gonna get fucked up. I swear to God, they better not deliver pizzas in the hood, because every single one of those robots.
They'll probably have it set up where it's like
well,
you have to pay for it first before you get it delivered by the robot.
It says consumers who are part of the pilot, which is being run out of the Woodland Heights Domino's, can track the van's route via text alerts. They prepay for the delivery online, and once the vans arrive, they use a PIN number to retrieve their order from the van, which is smaller than a regular vehicle. The ceiling doors open upwards, and the pie is presented to the customer. Yeah.
And then it explodes. Wait, that's if the PIN even works right.
Yo, they're gonna break the windows and take the fucking pizza.
Yeah.
Snatch and run.
And of course, I'm looking at the comments on Twitter, of course. Wow, and the minimum wage there is $7.25. Let's see their anti-$15 an hour minimum wage defend this move. It's like, here's the guy who Junior said, in a related story, DoorDash and Uber Eats gangs will be roaming the streets looking to boost the wheels off delivery robots. Everyone's going to be getting a free pizza because there's no way they'll be showing up in time. This guy's like, do the robots have a union? Jesus Christ. Like that doesn't just scream rob me. Well, again, if they're a payment, so.
Oh my God. Like I said, don't they're gonna throw bricks through that fucking car.
Just wait until the pizza robots become self-aware.
Why am I not getting paid?
Yeah. Why did I get this boot to the face?
Yeah, that's just another fucking what said, but that's just like right there. Now all those fucking delivery drivers are out of jobs.
Yep.
So I just said we're gonna hit a fuck point now with technology where it's like if everyone's sitting home fucking doing drones and doing driverless deliveries and this and that, like where's anybody gonna fucking work anymore?
This is gonna be. Look, I'm not even fucking around. If anyone's watched Ready Player
Goodwill's
One,
hiring.
like give it 30 years and the world is gonna be Ready Player One, where they're gonna be
Simulation.
Yeah, you're gonna be in a fucking house stacked on 30 other houses doing VRs, and that's gonna be work and everything. And if you can't pay your credit, guess what? Instead of going to jail, you're gonna go to workstations where they're gonna tax you for just showing up. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're good for now. I'm gonna say my goodbyes to like Junior because he added everybody this week except for me getting Ken and said when you hear this dude, I'm gonna tag you and tag my friend Mike and thanks for like Ken's been promoting the podcast to other groups and that means a lot to me, dude. And I appreciate the help and I'll let Junior tag any friends he added, but I'm slowly. It's like Junior said, whether we get 50 more fucking listeners or 50 million or whatever the case may be, I'm trying my best to make this presentable. And now it's like the funny part is, as more time has gone by, now I'm hearing more and more people are like, "Hey, Chris, now we're getting a bigger fan base." It's getting like more nervous to like watch your speech and stuff and watch things you're saying. But
I don't give a
fuck
fuck.
that.
But
fuck that.
Hold on, where's
Dude,
my?
we're doing a podcast where we drink.
yeah.
I
Do you really think we're paying
that-
attention to how many times we're saying fuck now?
No, I'm talking about like the way I mispronounce words or I stumble, especially
We all
how
do.
fast I fucking talk. So I'm trying to watch that. But no,
I mean,
because
you talk that fast in real life. Like, don't worry.
I'm trying to slow it down. So, but that's what I'm saying. But now it's just like no. But now once you start getting more and more recognition, you're like, because even though listen to Joe, I seen a YouTube clip the other day. Joe Rogan's talking to a friend of his, and he's the first one to say it. He goes, after I do a comedy special, he goes, I never watch him again. He goes, I can't watch my own comedy specials. And his friend was like, well, how do you get better? Joe's like, well, my thing is like anything in life. He goes, the more stand-up you do, the better you get. Joe's like, even my podcast. And he goes, the way I've gotten better with podcasting over the past decade was just doing it. He goes, like anything, like any kind of muscle, you want to flex it. But like even still listen to Howard. Howard can't go back and listen to his shows from 20 years ago. He goes, it's too fucking weird for me.
A lot of wrestlers are like that.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like,
because you start seeing your own mistakes. That's why.
Goldust, I have his autobiography. He was saying in it, he's like, for the first few years, I was rewatching my matches and I was picking them apart and I was going in my head. I'm like, if I had just done that better, like maybe I would have gone here and so on. And he's like, so now I just don't rewatch it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, because before and I said this to even on redoing episode 1, like when I listen back to all these before I upload these, and like I said, I go through like I hear what you say, what Junior says, Elliot, Al, anybody, and like I don't hear anyone's mistakes but my own. That's what I'm saying. Like I never hear Junior make a mistake or Al make a mistake, Carlton. But every mistake I hear myself making, I hear that shit like, and it's just part of like, it's, and I guarantee, like I said, you, anybody, Junior, it's like you wouldn't hear my mistakes as much as you'd hear your own. Well,
it's true because when earlier today, like I started from the beginning when I was at work while I was working.
Yeah.
I started from the very beginning and was listening to the podcast with you, Junior, and Al. And of course, like you say fuck like over and over and over and over and over again. Then
tone that down.
I got into the second episode and like I'm listening and it's like Jen seemed to pick it up right away.
Yeah.
Junior and you have already done like the first episode. I feel like I'm just like going about it and like really not like in the conversation as much. And then when I am in the conversation, it's like stunted in like certain areas.
But over time though, you've got more comfortable talking like we all have. So.
Well, we're on like what number episode
we're
is
on
this
53.
Now? This is episode 53?
Yeah.
Dude, how is There are only 51 episodes uploaded. Where's the 52nd episode?
No, 52 is up.
When did you upload it?
You haven't checked it, though. So.
No, because I was on there today.
Let me check them. Maybe we're on 52 then. I could be wrong. Hold on. Check Spotify real quick.
In the beginning.
Yeah, maybe that's 52 then.
It's over.
Well, while he's looking for that, I'll say my goodbyes on this. But so guys, whoever's first time listeners, join our Blue Collar Losers podcast page on Facebook.
Yeah, 52 is up right now.
So
so does 53.
Subscribe to that group page. Like I said, look out for my YouTube channel. We will not be silenced. That will be starting Saturday, May 15th.
Oh, yeah.
And also, guys, like I said, this is going to be raw. This is going to be unedited. This is just going to be footage that's just going to be put up for people to hear. And fuck your opinion. We're going to say what the fuck we want to say regardless. And, it is what it is. So,
well, that's been good so far. But like the small feedback we've gotten, whether it's like Ken or Mike or anybody, it's been nothing but like, hey guys, we agree with you. That's why we're listening to you for. So it's like, so far the fan base we have, as small as it is, everybody's agreeing with us. So like, awesome,
Well, fuck the people who hate.
Oh yeah, what's gonna happen? Well, no, we've said that if we ever hit like 1,000 listeners, and the more we promote this shit, I said whether it's you, Al, Elliot, myself, Susan, at some point, one of us said something that's gonna piss somebody to fuck off, and like
that's why I want to know how many of you think we're assholes. Like, if someone could just come and comment and be like, Chris, you're a fucking asshole, I can't stand you. Wow. Susan, you're a fucking cunt, I can't stand you. And yes, use that word. I don't get offended by it.
Yeah, it comes down to this. It's like I said, I'm racist. Elliot's like a rapist. Let's say Junior's Uncle Tom. Al is misogynist that hates women.
Why am I a rapist?
I mean, it's how to put it out there. And
you steal women.
I mean, I read like, I think he might be a Nazi sympathizer because he finds all that shit funny.
And plus, and if anybody here can do a child molester voice, Elliot's mastered that. So it's like,
how did I do that? I do Nazi voices.
You also do. You do a Herbert.
Oh yeah, I do.
I'm gonna slap you with my penis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap you in the penis.
See.
See.
He's very.
That just means I'm a Herbert impersonator.
Yeah.
But as always, guys, let Junior, Junior said, let Susan and Elliot say their goodbyes. I'm just saying, like, hey, Ken, anybody knew Mike? Like, just like Rogan, we have no sponsors yet, but even if one day I do get sponsors, I'm not charging people for this shit, Liz. We're four assholes drinking wine. Mike sit in a fucking basement, and I'm not going to, if you're working for a living, I'm not doing OnlyFans. I've been charging you guys $5 a month to listen to me, my friends, bullshit in a basement, reading the New York Post, talking about lizard people and women shitting out babies on toilets and stuff. Like, I don't think this is fucking, like, I don't want your money for this stuff, guys. Like, we're just down here having fun, and the more people we have that to have fun, it's awesome. And we're just here to, like, bullshit and talk about whatever, and for most part, we just get drunk and understand the fact that we're screwed, but, like, let's just laugh about it, because that's all you can do is get drunk and laugh. So.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, so you got anything, you two?
I'll leave the last for Sue so she can have the longest. Mine is just, people need to keep it civil. If you like us, keep it civil. Don't attack people who don't like us. If you don't like us, keep it civil, or you'll probably get blocked after being called an asshole. The thing is, keep it civil, because who wants to be a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Well, if people actually read the rules of the group on Facebook, like I saw Ken did, and he actually liked it. So, yeah.
I looked at the rules and I started laugh. I was like, is Chris...
I wrote them!
I'm like, is Chris crying while posting these? Is that against the rules?
No. No. Chris did not post the rules to the group page. I posted the rules to the group page. I came up with them. I made them. Yeah, Chris just created the group.
I do make that joke, like, we always bust my balls about crying after sex, but if I asked my sex, I actually did cry after sex. It was kind of
sometimes it's so good.
You always cry after sex.
I never did before. I did jokingly enough. I legit fucking first time I actually cried. She went to sleep and I'm next to her weeping. Like, I was like, this isn't going to happen.
So beautiful.
It was part of that, but part of like, this is the last time this is going to happen, and I was right.
Oh
so,
my God.
It's like, and she was drunk, but I didn't care. Like,
oh, fuck.
Yeah, but,
silently weeping at night.
It's like, but yeah, it was beautiful, Elliot, though, I do admit. Like, is, yeah.
Time slowed down and he saw God and Jesus above. And Jesus looked down like yay and gave a thumbs up.
As I was sleeping on a beanbag next to a beautiful woman, now I'm going back to a cot I bought on Amazon, and I got a fucking cat staring at me like, oh Christ.
Meow.
The previous owner knew
Okay,
how
look,
to
she's
treat
staring
me.
at me now. Now. Elliot.
Yeah. I hope one day we can get her back for that fun, because I just gotta laugh, because that's all I have left is laughter my fucking depression.
Yeah, stop being depressed so we can post more episodes of this podcast.
Yeah.
Because we're like weeks behind on posting content.
We're catching up now, so we're good.
Yeah.
I wish fucking Al was here.
Hey guys, guess what? It's coming up on a year.
It is, yeah.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
A lot's happened the past year.
Now, I was re-listening to the old podcast, and Chris made the statement. He's like, we could look back at this from a year from now if we're still doing this and see like what mistakes we made, how the world's changed.
Yeah.
Come 2021.
I think it's gotten worse.
Oh, it's definitely gotten worse.
It's definitely gotten way worse.
But yeah, anybody new, thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the love. I'll be tagging Mike and Ken on Facebook when I post this tomorrow.
Or any others that wanted to be tagged.
Hold on, I think Sue has more.
So.
Yeah, I haven't said goodbye yet. I was just talking.
Ooh,
wow. Yeah, fuck you too, Chris.
Don't care.
Here comes the crying.
Yeah. He doesn't cry over when I say fuck you to him. It's because we're related. Ugh. Okay. All I have to say, guys, is thank you for listening. We do appreciate it. And like I said, I do want to hear if there is someone out there who does not like what we're talking about. If there's like, who's your favorite person on the podcast? Who's your least favorite person on the podcast?
It's not Elliot.
Don't point at me. People fucking love Herbert impersonator. Don't forget to stretch your creamy hamstrings.
But let us know. Like, give us more feedback. Like, right now, we're, like, riding high because, like, we have people who are like, yeah, we really love your freaking podcast.
Yeah, it feels good.
But we're realists. We know, and we're probably cynical as all hell, too.
Yeah.
We all know there's going to be someone there who's going to say, you guys are fucking assholes. I don't care about your fucking opinions.
Yeah, I look at all this new praise and stuff, and again, Ken, thanks for the compliments. It's like a nice wet strap on. It feels great. So
Jesus Christ, dude.
Anyway,
an Irish strap.
Well, thank you guys so much.
He sent me the voicemail. Hey, Chris, it's 2:00 in the morning, boyo.
What are you doing, me boyo?
He sent me one too, like earlier, and I'm like, I'm listening to it at work, and Amber's like, why is this guy? Like, let me do the Amber voice. Why is this guy sending you stuff on Facebook? Why is he sending you a message? Is this the Irish guy that you were telling me about?
It sounds like Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Chris.
I know. Like, hi, boy. It's like, you're such a great guy, Chris. You know my time zone is in Ireland. I love your podcast, Lottie. I'm like, this guy's
I'm going to listen to this and I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh.
We need to drink with him. We need to get him to America so we can drink with him.
Yeah.
So, to give a little backup here on the Amber voice. So, there's this girl who we used to work with. Well, I still work with her. Mm-hmm. Her name's Amber. Funny as hell.
Good stripper.
Chris is terrified of her. No, she's not cute. But Chris is terrified of her. For some reason. She is a nice, sweet human being.
Oh, yeah.
But Chris believes that she, like, grinds up kittens and puts them in cupcakes.
No, she's not cute, so she doesn't matter.
But she has a great personality. We all know what that means. Ron.
She's got a big body and a little head.
Anyhow, so Amber...
She's a science experiment?
Amber has this voice.
That's a good way to end this podcast.
Amber has this voice that freaking is very high-pitched. She sounds like Minnie Mouse. Mm-hmm. And when we all knew Chris was terrified of her, we would go and, like, someone would do the voice just to terrify him. Mm. And there was this one specific time, Robert actually was one who told me to say it to you. He's like, do the voice and do, like, the fucking Buffalo Bill freaking thing.
Bill.
Do me.
And shit.
Would you fuck me?
With the, it puts the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again. So I walked up to him. It was perfect. Our manager had a bottle of lotion sitting on his desk. Grabbed it, ran over to Chris, and I'm like, it puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again.
That wasn't creepy.
That was creepy.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right. Cool.
It was funny as hell.
2:28. And we got plenty to talk about next time. And all right, peace.